What is happening? And welcome to your Thursday Night Delight. I, of course, am one of your hosts around here, Sean the Right Way. And joining me tonight, with Brent out on assignment for the evening, we've got an all-star cast right here on the show. From Brickworld, he is the CBO, Mark Larson. Big night for Mark. Tickets moving briskly for Brickworld, all very exciting things. And of course, jumping into another co-host slot tonight, we've got the GOAT. Shy time is my time. Bopping to the beat. And of course, making his debut on A Couple of Brickheads. Very excited we were able to put this together. He's a busy guy. We're talking about Jonathan, aka Mini Superheroes Today, just flexing on us right there. All that and much more, because we are A Couple of Brickheads. Yeah. It is A Couple of Brickheads coming to you live this Thursday, August 22nd. And I feel like we just did this. We kind of did because we Brick World Street. We got Mark muted. Hold on, there you go, Mark.
You know what we got is we got our first super of the evening, conspicuously from the same person who gave us the first super of the last live stream. Austin down there.
There we go. Ostif, right off the rip. All four kings. Give us Lego, CW, DC Flash clearance. We're definitely going to get into all that. Of course, Jonathan, welcome to the show, sir. So good to see you again. It's been a few months.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Super excited, and I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. So thanks for the invite, and really ready to rock and roll on some superheroes tonight.
There you go. Of course, guys, tonight we're going to talk we labeled it Marvel and is Marvel back, but of course, Jonathan is an expert on all things superhero, so we don't have to limit the discussion. I know a lot of people, myself included, want to figure out if maybe DC can sell anything else other than Batman. I can see it in your reviews. You're a little frustrated with it too, so.
And I got some thoughts and ideas on that, so we'll unpack it all. It's great.
All right, very cool. And of course, Shy, very excited, hot off the heels of securing your room that you wanted.
Man,
it was emotional. I think
it is. I'm excited. It's locked down. Dates are set. Now it's just a waiting game.
Yeah,
there you go. Rob Claxton, thanks again for becoming a channel member.
Nice.
We appreciate you.
Rob Claxton's one of our channel members. Great guy.
There you go. Well, we got another one over here. Rob, can you remind me? I think you were before. I'm not sure.
He does that on ours too. He kind of like joins monthly. I think he doesn't like do it as renewing, so he joins.
That's right. Month to month's a thing. That's right. All right.
Check the budget. Smart guy.
Our first super is in. Again, thank you, Osif, too kind, giving us that 212. He would like to hear clearance season, which I don't think we haven't played that in a little bit. So here's clearance season.
I go to Walmart every day for only one reason. The friends sets are ready for clearance season.
I buy a bunch of shit that I never wanted. A Mario set that wasn't well regarded. Minecraft trash, no clue what they're about. Call me Dexter, I part them all out.
Yeah!
There it is, clearance season. Wow, that's a blast from the past.
Love it.
Oh, man. But huge shout out to Ostif. We appreciate you. And of course, guys, we didn't get to it last show, but we do want to welcome the most important part of the show, the reason this thing keeps going, and that, of course, is the one and only
Girth Gang. Girth.
Yeah. All right. Usually Brent does this. I'm going to do the best I can to shout everybody out. If not, you know the rules. We got Dave Brick 76. G'day. How you doing?
Girth.
Got Sith Studs in the house. Fabu Brick, welcome, says heater guest. Looking forward to the conversation with Jonathan. Very cool. Papa Trip in the house. Cooper, I know you got your stuff secured for Brick World. Pockets Master, a double A cob. Let's go. You know it. Baseball has a double header. We got the double heaters. You know what I'm saying?
That's girthy.
We got Rune in the
So
house.
damn girthy.
Anthony is here tonight. Probably the best name in all the space. We got Qui-Gon Jeans in the house. Shreddy is here. Charlie is here. Of course, Tyler from LifeBricks. Tyler, how you doing, bud?
Girth gang.
We've got Dario here.
Girth.
We got Sam Russell in the house. Shout out to all the channel members. We got Camber Bricks with the yo-yo. How's it
That's
going?
girthy. So damn girthy.
What a banger guest list. I agree.
Gang.
MST, Shy, and BW Mark. We got acronyms for everybody here. This is good. Heater cast tonight. Everybody's just stoked, man. That's what we like to see, man. Got Stud Lake in the house. And yeah, you guys know the rules, man. You want to be shouted out again. If we didn't get to you, make a heater comment and we pull it up. I mean, it's that simple, really, you know? Oh, jeez. All right. We got our second super real quick. We got Padawan HQ. Just wanted to hang around and say goodnight, geezers. Is it because he's young or because we're incredibly old, or is it just a term over there? We got to figure that out. But no, it's all love there, Padawan. It's 2 a.m. and I'm going day drinking at lunch.
Got a plan. Yeah.
At Brick World Chicago or today. Either way, I bet he will. And of course, he would like to hear Droidica. We'll get that up for you, and then we'll start getting into some news.
Yeah. You can run, even really fast. It won't matter when I roll up on your ass. I am metal. I've got my blasters. I'm a badass roly-poly robot disaster. Droidica, Trade Federation, pinball. Droidica, I make all the Jedi pay. Yeah, I keep rolling, bitch.
Droidica. Fantastic. Now, Jonathan, have you seen any of these yet? Are you aware?
These are all new to me. This is wild. This is like Lego Top 40 radio.
Yeah. Well, it's our in-house band. You know, it's like magic how it happens. It's unbelievable.
It's incredible.
So, see, I would like to say, you know, Jonathan's actually talented musically. We just kind of screw around and try to, you know, have a little fun here. But yeah, that's Droidica. I don't know, man. That might be my favorite one. The 80s hair metal.
Yeah.
That
Trade
was pretty cool.
Federation pinball is
So-
one of my favorite lines ever.
The lyrics are fantastic in that. We do have a Clever Pig has an eight-month super comment, super chat,
Oh.
and we just got another super chat in after that.
It's all coming in. Clever Pig, Canadia, which is what I lovingly call the place, has nominated me as a tribute for Brick World Chicago 25. Let's go. Big is in the house. So many first timers coming out. We're so stoked about that. Red Suit Studs, what I wouldn't give to stream with these legends. Oh, that's very nice of you, Red Suit. Thank you, bud. The $2 there. And then we've got Willie Fresh 92 with a 5. I still unironically want Lego Batmobiles for the Kilmer Clooney movies. Yeah, I mean, something different. I don't think anybody would be against, right, Jonathan, against any model of just do something different besides like 89 and whatever.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I don't really know how either of those would translate just because they have so much like unique structure to them, particularly on the front and sides. I think at UCS scale you could do those pretty well, but yeah.
Mark, you had an interesting sound coming from your mic, so I muted you for a sec.
Penguin duck.
Let's say one because I have a
Disconnect, reconnect. You sound like a tornado fart. I don't know how else to describe it.
Sounded like air traffic control.
Yeah,
or
air
something.
traffic. All right, hold on. Let me see. Oh boy. Yeah, start over. Disconnect, reconnect. Sorry, bud. It's like Is Mark going to explode over there? You know what it is? It's the phones ringing off the hook. You know what I mean? Everything's crashing over
That's
there.
it,
The field's
that's
on
it.
fire. Unbelievable. Okay. So let's get into the news. I think easily the biggest piece of news, probably in a long time. If people are, I mean, in a world where there's just seemingly news all the time, I want to get both your guys' immediate thoughts on this. Nike and Lego. Very interesting.
Yeah, pretty wild. I'm curious to see where they're going to go with this. I mean, if we look there, it's really very brick based, everything we see there. And yeah, there's some sports going on and things like that. But I'm going to be curious to see if this is like mostly real life apparel, kind of like, the jackets and stuff that came out a couple years ago
For
with
Adidas.
Levi's.
Yeah.
Or
Adidas.
Adidas. Yeah. I'm
Both.
going
They
to be
did
really
both.
curious. It seems like a really random branding partnership, but I think we're all here for it. And it's going to be interesting to see where they go.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Rod joining. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, Rod. Good to see you, bud. Go ahead, Chet.
Yeah, no, I wonder if this is going to be just like the Adidas thing that they did, last time. We get one, pair of shoes. I think I don't see why they wouldn't do another pair, another box, just kind of roll with that, and then do another collab with somebody else to distribute all these clothes. Because I don't know if they're going to do it on the site again, or you have to go to Target one more time, or anything else like that. I'm definitely feeling as a land member, like trying to like present this information that we got a couple days ago. But yeah, I'm curious to see where this goes. I do see like another set coming. Like, why wouldn't they? Just like did with the Adidas set in the shoebox. I hope they're Jordans.
They gotta be. But then I wonder.
It's not Nike, a Jordan deal. Let's get into that, right? So I mean,
that's where I was going. It's like,
then
you technically have like a third licensing partner, but
Dunks.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, Dunks could work,
SBs.
but they got to be Jordans. I mean, it just has to be.
It has to be. And I just want to say one thing. Of course, we don't know much about what's happening yet, but please don't Lego this. Please play the hits. Please do the right thing here. The path is clear, guys. I'm talking to both Nike and Lego, if you care to listen. Guys, look, make Jordans. Okay. Make a Jordan set on the Lego side, and then do something with Jordans or a dunk. I'm guarantee there'll be dunks because those are the most customizable shoes.
Yeah, it's very easy.
Yeah, I think dunks and that's fine. Okay, they did it with the Superstar over on the Adidas side. Make dunks, have pieces on it, get creative, do all that stuff, but play the hits here.
It's gonna be so hard.
If you do what I'm seeing here, if you do what I'm seeing here and just like slap a Nike logo on it, it ain't gonna work. Okay, people are gonna want what they want, which is the athletes. They're gonna want the shoes. I don't know what else is super translatable. I'd be curious to see it. And by the way, I'm no expert on this stuff. I just know that with some of these collabs, they are not playing the hits, Jonathan, as I like to say, which is it's okay to do the other stuff and experiment for sure. I'm down. I love being surprised, but play the hits here and do what people are expecting, because then you got best of both worlds scenario. If you deliver on a pair of shoes, if it's not Jordans, whatever, and it's a low bar because I did not like that Adidas set at all. I thought
I really like that set. I thought it was cool.
I thought the G Dub was fire. The shoes look terrible to me. That's my
the small black Adidas shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant the actual Adidas shoe set. I really like the set.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with the apparel, I was kind of disappointed they didn't do the traditional Adidas tracksuit. I'm talking about the threes.
Play the hits.
If they had the traditional Adidas tracksuit plus the shoe, and they had the Adidas logo with like a nice Lego logo above it, that'll be fire. Like that'll be sick. But with Nike, I don't know apparel wise. Yeah. That's just as iconic as the Adidas apparel like that. It would have to what are you gonna do? Just a track jacket?
Need a UCS Jordan 11. I know that's what I teased on my short today. I don't know if we're gonna.
Yeah.
So we got again more expert opinions here from an actual professional athlete. We got Rod saying, unfortunately, I highly doubt it'll be any Jordan item. Jordan and Nike are two separate things in the sports world. Some are Nike, some are Jordan. Yeah, no, I recognize that, but man, if we ever had a chance, they're close cousins, and that would be awesome. Look, I'm open to anything. Like I said, I just everybody's heads immediately went to, does this mean we're getting an Air Jordan and Lego?
I mean, if
And
they want to
also-
continue with the 90s kick, or my bad, Jonathan. Go ahead.
Well,
Oh, Mac-
I
Air
kind of
Max.
wondered too, like in the Home Alone set, they did the cardboard cutout of Michael Jordan, like from the movie, and it doesn't say Bulls or anything, but I always kind of wondered if they needed to do like any kind of licensing on that, because while
Yeah.
they didn't use like Chicago Bulls branding, I mean, it is like using somebody's likeness. I don't know what, legalities come into that, but if they did have to, and there's already like an open communication channel with Jordan and or the Jordan brand, like maybe there's a way to do that. I don't know.
Yeah, and Rod's bringing up another great point. We touched on it, a couple of them. The Dunks, of course, those are still popping. Air Max, I mean, take your pick. You imagine a really sweet 95 Shy would be really cool.
That was it.
97s. I mean, there's so many classic models. And of course, Air Force Ones. I mean, those are, again, Dunks, Air Forces, highly collabable. Those are probably the most collabed shoes in their catalog. So as long as we get a smattering of that, we can dream about the Jordan stuff. And I didn't mean to come off so, but it's like just give us, the people know what they want with this thing, man. I hope they,
Yeah.
But we'll see.
But with this, I foresee exactly what happened with Adidas. You'll get a set of a shoe and of some kind, and then some apparel to go along with it. I already know with the how hard it was to get the shoes last time with Adidas. I mean, you're the shoe head. You know how that is gonna go with this.
Oh, it's gonna be
So,
nuts.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, so I'm a retired sneakerhead, but I can tell you guys that if you think anything is unfair with the distribution with Lego, you are going to be very upset because as somebody who tried and missed more times than I actually was able to cop shoes, guys, if this has any kind of heat behind it, you're going to be competing not only with Lego fans, but also with sneaker resellers. And they don't do this thing where it goes on back order and then it comes back. Typically, there's a drop and that's it. So we'll have a tutorial right here on A Couple of Brickheads if it gets to the point where they do a really hyped drop like on the app or whatever. So
I mean, if I recall last time, it definitely pissed off a lot of Lego fans because they're not used to that type of drop, and
Yeah.
the shoes went out quick.
yeah, and that was Adidas, and no offense to Adidas, Yeezy pretty much was the only time you experienced that type of sellout for the most part over there. Nike, a lot of stuff sells out constantly. So, so it is a little weird to experience that there, but curious to see how it plays out. And of course, Mark, you're back. It sounds like you're no longer controlling air traffic. So
I don't know what happened.
Sounds good now.
Live streaming.
Mark,
it's
your
fun.
take on this? You've heard us yak about this, the Nike collab. What do you?
I just don't know what to make of it until I see what they're actually going to do. I think this is a very confusing little video we've got here, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just, I don't think this is the product line, right? I think it's like, let's combine sports with
Great.
the elements, and it's
Perfect. Let's see it though. Let's actually
well, it's too early. It's not coming until 25. It's a little taste,
Yeah.
nothing crazy.
Exactly. I'll withhold judgment until I actually see what is going on.
I like to judge right away. You know what I mean? No. That's my take. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just like, let's come on. We get.
I am curious with
really
the whole sport push. Like, what are they going to do? Are they going to be, balls? Are they going to be like what? Are they going to be cleats? Like what? What are they going to
rad? What could be rad is a Nike SB like skate park set. Could be cool. Like if we're gonna think literal sports, right? I think a Nike SB, and then you could do that. You could do the sneakers of that. Those are obviously.
So they already have the ramps.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You have the ramps. You throw the Nike logo. People are gonna go nuts, right? So
I'm loving
it'd
these.
be cool if they did like a Nike sports sub theme sort of thing. I think that'd be a pretty clever way to bring sports back because in 2003, when we got Lego Sports for the first time, it was actually kind of the other way around. Like they used the sports theme as a covert way to like bring in X Games and NBA and things like that. This time it'd almost be the other way around where they're using Nike as a covert theme to like bring sports back. And of course, we're not saying this is actually happening. It just, theorizing what could be, and I could see that working.
I mean, they have all the molds still, right, for all the sports stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know about the hockey stuff, but I mean, like they still, obviously like soccer or football, they have those already made. They have the, goals for the, for football or soccer, however you want to call it, the ramps. I don't know about the basketball court. I'm sure they could definitely do that.
Yeah.
So they have the stuff. It's like how can they brand it? But yeah, that'd be kind of cool if we actually get some sets out of Nike for this.
Do we get some of their athletes? I think that would be somebody threw out a CMF line would be insane.
Yeah, that would
That
be.
would be insane.
I think the
Green
Ouroboros
would be tough. Yeah.
the Ouroboros dragons back there are I'm mesmerized by.
Mark's just into
Oh,
this.
That was
Mark
the-
literally
Mark.
wants what he sees here in the box for $99, and he would. Do it.
It needs to make some sort of sense. Yeah, and they got a goat. Obviously, it's like greatest of all time, but I want to see that goat produced again too, of course.
Oh,
with the
of course.
spots.
Yeah,
Maybe that's your but they'll put a swoosh on it just to keep the other one OG.
I like the swoosh on the winking minifig's face. I do think that is clever.
Would you? I would like
Oh,
a
no, I didn't even notice that.
storage bucket with the Nike smile. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
We could build a line here.
yeah. Why didn't they ask us?
You know what? My idea of doing shoes was stupid. Let's do other things. All right.
I'm still down for an Air Jordans, man.
I know we could keep circling around, but Rod earlier also said a modular Nike store would be sick. That would be pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Ostef suggested there that they maybe do like they did with the old NBA figs, and I think they're going to stay far, far away from that, to be honest.
Yeah.
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 The licensing too. That would be tough. Phil Knight, Tinker Hatfield figs. That would be cool if they put some of the legends in there. These are, of course, the founder and CEO Phil Knight, and then Tinker Hatfield, best known for most of the legendary Jordan models. He's the designer there, but that would be really cool to get a Tinker fig for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe as like
Bring-
minifigs with a shoe if they did that.
Dude.
Oh, that would be sick.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah.
Like with a little UCS display plate,
Yep.
That would be
Well,
cool.
they say it's rolled out in 25, so it's obviously something they've been working on. And if they're going to have
Oh,
something out
sure.
next year, they've been on it for a minute. Curious the timing now. It would have maybe been cool to, I don't know. I don't want to second guess with everything everybody does, but
Like for the Olympics?
yeah, Olympics was right
Yeah.
there. That could have been a nice, everybody's spending a fortune on everything, especially in and around any kind of, athletic apparel. Would have been a good hit.
Time
But
to do it.
you know what though? It's a whatever. It's a quieter news cycle, so maybe this makes more sense. But yeah,
Hey, Sean.
there it is. Yes, sir.
Speaking of news, you want to hear what number we're at?
I do.
We've sold 400 badges.
Wow.
So we're almost to 25%.
We're at 20%.
We're at 20%.
Yeah.
Wait, are there other stuff available too right now, like the goodie bags and stuff like that, or no? Not yet?
Well, everybody gets a goodie bag.
Oh, okay, so cool. What about badges?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Making sure.
You'll get, those of you hanging around from that previous. You'll get you'll get an email where you can set up your very own brick badge and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
and there'll be some other pre-sale items available for purchase as well. Yeah, man, that's crazy. So that's definitely more than last year's pre-sale, I think. Mark, you'll have to check.
I am sure it is. I'll check out the
Check the historical data, would you? Would you pull that?
I'll check the badge sales or the hotel nights too, see what other nights have sold out. But I pulled up a screenshot of 2024's exclusive minifigure because someone in the chat, I believe their name was something like minifig collector, wanted to know what the exclusive he called it, as I unfortunately did in the last stream, Jungle Girl. That was not her name. Her name was like Adventure Girl or something like that. But I mistakenly said Jungle Girl during the last live stream. But I've got that in the green room there if you want to bring it up for whoever asked for that.
Yeah. let me get
I'll
that.
check. I will check in the meantime on how the hotel rooms are doing.
Cool. There it is, Jungle Girl.
That's her name now.
Oh, well, yeah, Jungle Girl. I like it. I mean, it's to the point. It's fun.
Yeah.
All right, Jonathan, sir, is Marvel back? Let's just jump right in. Is Marvel back? Like, answer however you want. I mean, there's a lot of ways to put it. You know, it's a Lego show, but like, you were at SDCC, you felt the hype. Just give us the synopsis. We all know it's kind of been, maybe not to you, but it's been a little bit down since maybe Endgame. Some of these movies were mostly misses, let's be honest. Some of the
Yeah.
shows good, some of the shows not so good. It's been a tough 5-year sort of roller coaster since all that went down. Is Marvel back? Let us know.
Well, I'm going to talk about the MCU in general, and then I'll circle it into Lego.
Cool.
Because, as we all know, August 1st, we got an amazing wave of Lego Marvel sets. I mean, I might argue it's an all-timer as far as, like, best waves ever for a theme all at once with the variants of minifigs, the detail and all of that, the sets, price per piece ratio, everything's really good there. But yeah, I mean, it's no secret, right, that post Endgame Marvel has been a roller coaster of really great quality and also like, what are we doing here, guys? Obviously, Deadpool and Wolverine, you know, our most recent MCU entry, really, really phenomenal movie. I think it might be number 6 or 7 on my ranked MCU list. I mean, it's that high for me. So I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I think that a move like that really helps bring Marvel back into the front line. But then, of course, you know, we look at some of the lesser projects that have come out. And of course, everybody has their favorites and things like that. But just painting with broad strokes here, not a lot of people liked Eternals. Not a lot of people like She-Hulk. The Marvels was the first MCU theatrical movie to not make a return on its budget. Obviously, that's a more recent movie. And, you know, the numbers are going to speak for themselves as far as, you know, box office and everything. But, you know, if we're looking at the future, I can kind of see the roadmap of where I think Marvel is going with everything. So, obviously, the biggest news as far as future-facing Marvel goes right now is Robert Downey Jr. being cast as Dr. Doom, which, to me, being in the room at San Diego Comic-Con and watching that happen in the room was absolutely insane. And Chris Duckbricks can attest to this because I turned to him, and as we were talking, I was like, dude, I see it all. Like, I got it immediately. So here's where I think we're going. Our next movie is going to be Captain America, Brave New World with Sam as Captain America. And I'll come back to that in a minute. I really just want to go to like the overall Doctor Doom story of where I think we're going. Then Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four will come later next year. But we already know that Fantastic Four is taking place in an alternate timeline. So it's not taking place in the mainline MCU. So it's kind of got that like futuristic 60s look to it. Saw the footage at Comic-Con. It looked really, really cool. And honestly, not the direction I thought they were going. It has a very, very unique tone and feel to it. Now, what they showed us was literally just test footage. So none of it may actually be in the final movie, but at least aesthetically what they're going for. It was really cool kind of shot with like grainy film and all the 60s Jetson style set pieces and stuff. It was really, really cool. So that being said, I think the plot of Fantastic Four is going to play out in a relatively safe way in that, like, we're going to be setting up more of the Fantastic Four as characters than necessarily the world that they're in. But Robert Downey Jr. being in his 60s is a lot closer in age to Pedro Pascal playing Reed Richards. So it kind of makes sense for them to be like similar age, similar looks. You know, Downey looks great for his age. So he and Pedro, you know, look like they could have gone to college together as several stories in the comics for Reed and Dr. Doom play out. But what I think is going to happen is the Fantastic Four are going to be fighting Galactus in their movie. And I think that whether it happens by accident or maybe Reed comes up with this idea to leave their universe and go to a neighboring universe to buy themselves time to figure out how to beat Galactus. And then they can come back to their timeline in the exact moment that they left, kind of like Endgame with the returning the stones.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is going to be that when they leave, obviously they're going to end up in the mainline MCU to like tie things together on, you know, Earth 616. But Doctor Doom is going to view that as the Fantastic Four abandoning the world when they needed them the most. So, what if Doctor Doom teams up with Galactus and says, spare this world and leave it to me, but I will lead you to where the Fantastic Four is and you can devour that world? So that leads us into Avengers Doomsday, where Doctor Doom is bringing Galactus to the MCU, and the MCU have to fight them, taking revenge on the Fantastic Four. Now, in the 2015 run of Secret Wars, not the original Secret Wars, but the 2015 run, the Beyonders basically are, it's a lot to get into, but the Beyonders are one of the most powerful groups of beings in the Marvel Universe, and Doctor Doom at the last second actually absorbs their power for himself and brings in every fractured timeline of all these worlds that were having incursions and breaking on each other. And he creates one singular world called Battle World, which of course we know Battle World from the original Secret Wars. But long story short, where I think they're going to go with this is Doomsday is going to be the Avengers versus Galactus. And as Galactus is about to devour Earth and or every timeline, Doctor Doom takes Galactus's power and sets up Battle World, which takes us to Avengers Secret Wars. And then I mentioned that I was going to come back to Captain America Brave New World. If we remember in Captain America Civil War, as Team Cap is fighting their way toward the Quinjet to escape to, get to Siberia, they're having the discussion that maybe sometimes in war, one team has to lose for the entire team to win. So, some of these guys may have to stay back and lose for Cap and Bucky to make it onward to finish the mission. So I'm wondering, could that be Sam Wilson's entire story arc, is realizing that, sometimes the sacrificial play is what's needed for everything. And maybe the Avengers have to sacrifice themselves to win in Battle World, which allows for a full reset of the MCU after Secret Wars to one continual timeline. So, there is no, there's no Tobey Maguire Spider-Man world over here and Venom over here and, all of these things being in different universes. Everything gets pulled into one universe for one coherent timeline after Secret Wars onward, and they could keep any actors and actresses that they want, or they could recast. I think that's at what point we get the X-Men. So that's just a theory of how they could tie up kind of the jumbled mess they have right now. And thank you for coming to my Marvel TED Talk.
No, that's good. Those are the hardcores. I got bits of pieces. I mean, I've seen all the mainline, movies, gave up the books probably 20, 30. I mean, I'm way out on the books, but obviously, familiar with a lot of the characters, Secret Wars, of course, Legendary, all that stuff. So, no, that's cool. So are you, if I'm picking up what you're putting down, are we going to be seeing the end of this multiverse type stuff potentially? Because I think that's, I don't want to say it's lazy, but it is kind of like cheating. And it's a way to, I've always felt like it's a way to undo or get out of a pickle. In other words, like they could have brought back Iron Man proper. At least they didn't do that, and just went, oh, well, that, whatever, multiverse, the portal, whatever. So for me as a fan, I don't like the multiverse stuff because it doesn't have stakes. Like I said, I mean, I get that it's a necessary evil to reboot stories and be able to tell it a different way. And obviously without it, we would have gotten Miles Morales and like some of these other things. I get it, but I feel like it's a crutch that's been overplayed to either explain away mistakes or not be able to come up with something else. That's the cynical side, but it is confusing, I think, for the general consumer too.
Yeah. Especially like with Deadpool and Wolverine, as great as it is, like if you know nothing about the TVA, I think the movie does a good job of explaining it. But like if you've seen both seasons of Loki, Deadpool and Wolverine makes a lot more sense than like, I'm saying this in a loving way, but I always pick on my dad, right? Because he knows this stuff, he likes it, but he's not seen, I don't think, any episodes of Loki. So like, would he get it? I don't know. It seems like most people got Deadpool and Wolverine, whether they saw Loki or not. But I agree. I think that Marvel thought that the multiverse was going to connect with people a lot more than it has. And so now they were building so much toward it that now that that's not working, it's like, okay, well, we have to tie up this story. We can't just like move away completely. But something I thought about with the end of Loki season 2. It's been a minute since I saw the final episode, but they kind of set it up that like the TVA has gone through and vanquished every version of Kang that there is. So that could be a way that they've dealt with the Jonathan Majors issue in real life, that there is no Kang in the multiverse because Loki made that the TVA's prerogative. And so we just move on and never have to address Kang again. Maybe they address him, maybe they don't, but they've already put a line in the finale episode of Loki that if they don't address Kang, we can all point back to that and say that's what's going on. So I do think that that's interesting. As far as like the multiverse, like not hitting with people and stuff, I really do get that as well. But again, pulling things into a singular timeline post Avengers Secret Wars, I think is a really good way to do this, because now that we've seen like all these characters in Deadpool and Wolverine and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield, it's like these poor actors, anytime they leave their house, are you coming back? Are you going to be this character again? Would you like to play this character again? I mean, you know, people have got to be so dang annoyed. Like if you're an actor, like, you know, getting asked that all the time. I mean, it's the honor of a lifetime to play these roles, I'm sure. But like, you know, if we get everything in one timeline and everybody on planet Earth knows that, okay, anybody that is in this first new MCU movie is who's in the universe going forward, and that's it. You know, like, maybe Tobey Maguire wants to keep playing Spider-Man. Maybe Andrew Garfield doesn't. Maybe Jennifer Garner wants to keep being Elektra. You know, like anything can happen, but that would be the proper stepping off point to wrap up all this multiverse stuff and, you know, allow it to be whatever they want going forward. So so it sounds like
we'll wait and see. I mean, I think a lot of excitement coming out of that SDCC. So
I see in the comments here, Sith Stud wants us to talk about Daredevil Born Again. It looks awesome from what I've seen. I think that that's going to be really exciting. I think that, well, they filmed a lot of Daredevil Born Again, and then they scrapped it all and started over and refilmed basically the entire show. So I think that that's a good sign that, like, you know, the producers and everybody involved are trying to make it more like the first 3 seasons on Netflix, which of course is what everybody wants. So that's going to be really exciting. And I don't know if you guys have heard like any of the rumors about the 4th Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland, like where they're going with that. But the rumor is that it's going to be Spider-Man and Daredevil teaming up in that movie.
Oh, okay.
So I think what they could do is like allow Daredevil Born Again to set Wilson Fisk up as the mayor of New York City. Because we saw that at the end of Echo, that's kind of where his character's left off. So maybe they go that route, and maybe his first act in office is to ban vigilantes. So Spider-Man and Daredevil have to team up to take down the Kingpin. And then, of course, you know, we've seen the rumors about Sydney Sweeney maybe being cast as Black Cat. What if she's working for Kingpin and she's
everybody wants to see that? That's for sure.
Yeah, maybe she's like, you know, playing with Spider-Man's emotions, and then we get like a big reveal at the end that she's been working for Kingpin the whole time. You know, they could go so many routes with it. What if Kingpin is the person who bought Avengers Tower, and so that becomes Fisk Tower? And you know, there were rumors at one point that Ant-Man was also going to be in this Spider-Man movie, which is really, really random. But my thought was, well, what if they bought Avengers Tower and they need a way to break in? So they hire Scott Lang to help them break into Avengers Tower. So we get a little bit of that Ant-Man heist movie thing going on. Spider-Man could be like climbing through the air ducts. I mean, it could be really, really awesome if they stick the landing. And I think we all kind of want a more grounded Spider-Man movie after how, you know, big No Way Home was. It's like, let's take it back to roots. Let's make Spider-Man friendly neighborhood character again, and, you know, show that this character can go in a lot of different directions. So
yeah, it just seems like the people are always angry at him for helping. You know, it's just a recurring theme.
Well, that's kind of the way the Spider-Man character was written. You know,
I know, but they keep going back to that. I would like to see like a widely accepted Spider-Man where they're like grateful, you know, for him. For like 10 minutes. They're like, we appreciate all you've done for us, bud. We're gonna quit trying to get rid of you for once. That would be cool.
Yeah, the closest I think we'll ever get to that are Spider-Man 2 and 3 with the Doc Ock train scene with the kids
Yeah.
giving him back the mask, and then the Spider-Man celebration day in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, I just like general acceptance Spider-Man,
Yeah.
But then you'd have no conflict, so I get it. But no, thanks for the rundown on what's happening there on the Marvel movie side of things. I think you seem excited about it. People I'm talking to seem excited about it. Generally, I'm like I said, I just kind of follow the theatrical releases. Kind of like how people do with Star Wars. It's like you can go get into the novelizations and all that stuff, where you just stay mainline at the movies. So just like I said, the main thing is I think as long as everybody can make it sort of easy enough. I mean, I'm not saying make it brain dead, but easy enough for the general to follow. And then by the time we get to the big blow off of wherever this thing is headed, and it sounds pretty exciting with Galactus and everything, and Doom, I think you could get another sort of epic event like they did last time. You got to raise the stakes, got to have two big bads instead of just the one. I mean, this is all play the hits, man. Textbook stuff.
Yeah, and two other things I'll
Theme for the
address, and
night.
then we can get into
theme for
just
everything.
Lego Marvel back.
Yeah, let's hit it. I'm gonna bring up a little. Yeah, let's get a little setup so we can. Nothing in particular. I just started. We were talking about this offline. So, got the Age of Ultron here, and yeah, I mean this is part of that new wave. And Jonathan, just before you jump in, I mean, yeah, it's not that it was ever totally. I don't know. You'd be more of an expert on it as far as if it like really fell off. I just thought in particular they went hard on this one, and I'm glad to hear you thought the same. But I think this is something everybody in particular is wanted a scene of. Obviously, unlike Star Wars, a lot of Star Wars collectors watch this show. Very generous with the minifigs at the price point. Like it's pretty insane. You don't hear too many people saying this one's overpriced, but I think like. They did a really nice job here, and I just want to hear your thoughts on this, and then we can get into like deeper stuff of like where the theme's at and all that stuff. Wherever you want it to go, man.
Yeah, well, this set's really cool at the $100 price point. I mean, it's really hard to argue with. It is the only Lego set ever, with the exception of the $500 Avengers Tower, to give us all 6 founding members of the team in one set.
There you go.
So that's really cool. The Iron Man is the same one that comes in the cheaper set from this wave. So Hawkeye is really the only true exclusive minifig to this set, which is kind of interesting because like the Hulk uses the Avengers Tower body with the same head from the other Hulk in this wave. So,
Are the pants unique on this one?
Same as the same as the Avengers Tower Hulk.
Oh, got you. Okay.
So same body as that one, but the head is from the Hulk in the Leviathan set from this wave as well. So I do think it's a really cool set. I mean, being able to get every hero in one set, really, really awesome. And yeah, I love it. It's a great set. I think it's infinitely repeatable to just keep buying and keep adding to the scene and, sell your minifigs. I also did a mock on my page of the opening scene from Deadpool and Wolverine using just this set. With the trees and the snow and all that. So that was kind of fun to build. But yeah, overall, I mean, I think it's a really great set. I think it's one of the best $100 sets we've gotten this year. Yeah. And certainly true for Marvel as well. Although that Quinjet from January 1st, 2023, man, that's a really good $100 set too. That almost gave us all 6 Avengers in one set too.
Yep,
so
but they just couldn't do it.
Close.
I picked that one up with Shy. Remember that, Shy? That was a good day. Shy, let's get your take on this. I'll lead you with a little something. One of the things that I appreciate about Marvel, and I think Jurassic to an extent too, is you can really just get a play set in a box. Like truly, they really come with it. If you only, I don't want to say only 100, still a lot to spend on this stuff, but if you only had $100 or whatever, kids saved up their birthday money. Here you can get, like you said, all the founding members. You get some bad guys, which we'll get into. I feel like we need some work on the villains on a lot of these sets with Marvel, but I get it. They might want to gatekeep them behind other sets. But Shy, you get what I'm saying, though. You can get like you could just rip it, and you've got a whole scene in a box, a vehicle, all the characters, and a set piece, and that's kind of rare nowadays.
Yeah, like you don't have to go out and get like multiple sets to be able to complete this one scene. I mean, it's cool to do that, and I like doing that sometimes. But like when you're running out of space, I mean, just having this one scene is pretty cool. And this is an iconic scene in Avengers too. So like, you know, in that freeze frame when they're all like hitting the Hydra, what are they called?
They're the Hydra troopers or Hydra soldiers, whatever.
Like that one scene where it freeze frames when they're all charging right into him. I mean, this is a perfect spot. It's an iconic shot. So this is a good display piece, but you could just destroy it and do whatever you want with it with every single character. Like, I'm not one to want to like get a million sets to get everybody. And if this knocks out everything that I need from the original Avengers, then I'm down for it. It is on my list to buy. Will I ever get it? I'm not sure because I have most of the guys anyways.
Well, I mean, the good news is 20% off is the new MSRP, and I feel like really, really great about this thing at 80 because you know it's going to happen, Jonathan. Target's going to have it probably in give it a month or two, and not that I'm wishing for it to happen, but it's going to happen. And 79 feels good. You catch like a wacky Costco deal, getting in the 60s feels great. Just to get the Fig lineup, and like you said, even if people have a passing interest in Marvel, and let's say it's not their main thing, this is a great way to just if you want to have one of each of, like you said, the founding members all in one fell swoop. You don't have to get 3 from here, 2 from there, bricklink the other one. You can put together a nice collection.
I actually
Mark,
said that in a lot of my reviews from the Marvel sets from this wave. Is like, I think they're all great sets, but if you could be patient to wait for sales on pretty much all of them, if you could just wait for that 10, 20% off, it's just amazing. Yeah,
for sure. Mark, from the build perspective, are you impressed that they were able to cram this in this winter scene? I don't know if are you familiar with the scene itself? Are you impressed with what they've done here?
Yeah, I know the Marvel verse, like the movies. Okay. Matt Husband knows a lot more. Like he's prolific, like Jonathan. Like he knows everything. He'd be able to have a great discussion with Jonathan. I actually had some opinions based on what Jonathan was saying, just from what Matt's told me. I kept them to myself because I'm no expert. I'd just be regurgitating Matt. However, I will say that we on our live stream, Think Outside the Block, Sundays at 7 p.m. Central. Just plugging that real quick. We were a little confused by this set. I mean, just in general, weren't sure exactly who it was for. It wouldn't be the first one that you said it's $100 set. Is that correct?
Yep.
I would not be FPJ on this. It comes with a great amount of figures. Even as a display piece, I guess I'm not feeling it. The construction, what I do appreciate about the presentation of it, the construction, is the dynamic energy that they're putting into the static build. I think that's fun.
Yeah. I do like, you have options for them flying around and all that. Like I said, which I guess movie accuracy, Jonathan, these were the primary villains they fought in this scene, right? So, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, so there's not really anybody like
no big heavy
bad to this set.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, they're working their way toward Baron von Strucker's castle to get the Loki scepter, but Von Strucker, there's really nowhere you could put him in this set. I think he would have made more sense actually to come in the Iron Legion set, maybe instead of the the Hydra Trooper there. But I get that it's like an army builder set, so I don't know why I turned sideways.
Yeah, it's like that's why I flashed you real quick. I'm like, hey,
go back to the set itself.
Okay. Life comes at you fast, man. I was at an airplane terminal earlier directing.
What's funny is it's like I kind of like the set, and then Shy, we do these. This happens all the time. We do these deep dives, and I'm kind of just like, yeah, girl, look at this. Like I'm starting to. I hate deep diving sets because then I get into them. You know what I mean?
Well, the one thing I like about this a lot the first time I saw it is the military-esque stuff that Hydra brings to it. Because you have the sandbags on the tower, you have the hedgehog obstacles on the bottom, you have the bunker. Like, although Lego doesn't do a lot of military, like this is something here. Like I could definitely use this in a military mock using the like.
I knew that's where your head would go.
Oh yeah, that's immediately what when I saw it. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, this is nice little scene you could mock up there.
I'm on the opposite end where I'm like, I could use all that foliage for like landscaping.
Yeah, there you go. Sith Studs wants to know, Jonathan, do you own all the Marvel figs? He just started to collect. He picked up the 2003 J. Jonah Jameson and Aunt May.
That's awesome. Great pickups. And yes, I do have a complete superheroes collection. Everything.
Dude.
All Marvel, all DC, all Lego movie variants.
Comic-Cons too.
SDCC.
Yep,
He's got them all.
Comic-Con,
Oh, yeah.
Dude, if you haven't seen that wild video he did with Duck where they brought all the that must have been scary. Yeah.
Oh, Jonathan, you'll appreciate this. So my doctor knows like what I do for a living, and so he sent me a text. And he's like, "Hey, I've got a 12-year-old patient who's distraught over bringing his Lego minifigure to school, and someone stole it." And I'm just like, "Oh, I've got resources. Yeah, sure." I'm just like, "Just let me know what it is. I'll look it up and see if I can find it." Obviously, this family has no idea what Bricklink is. They're just amateurs. And he sends me it back. It's like the SDCC 2017 exclusive Spider-Man. I'm like, that kid's never going to see that again. Sorry.
No.
Man,
Yeah, I don't have that kind of hookup.
Why?
Jeez Louise.
Why did he that's insane. Why did he even have it in the first place?
Exactly. I was like,
That's crazy.
I think I told him, I'm like, I think you should advise him not to bring those types of things to school. He didn't have the cool Brickshell Cases lanyard case that I can like have it in sight at all times. Like that's what you need. You're going to bring something like that to school, kid. I'm sorry, buddy. This is how life goes.
Man.
Like, hard life lesson.
Oh, just kidding.
I'm not saying, by the way, Mark, I'm not saying you or this person, but like, is it possible somebody made up part of this story to see if you were that resourceful? You know what I mean? Like
My doctor?
I don't know, man.
Care. I
He's a
don't.
Lego guy. Surely he has a $7,000 or whatever.
I mean, I'll give you this. It's possible.
Like, it's like me saying, "Hey, when I was a kid, I had this baseball card. It was Babe Ruth. Can you get me?" Come on, man.
Great Bambino.
Now I'm gonna be.
He was able to give you the specifics, but couldn't Google it. I'm calling a little.
Really suspicious of my doctor now. No, I think.
Yeah,
no, I
go
think.
to another one. You could be all kinds of stuff wrong with you. You don't even know it. I mean, what's?
Point.
I'm kidding.
I know.
Jonathan, a few weeks ago, I now famously said that this and the Benatar are the same ship, just with a color swap. Are they at least cousin ships? I mean, can you break down? They do
No.
look pretty similar. No, I mean maybe
Yeah,
for you.
every Guardians ship is actually different across all the movies.
You're saying this isn't share any characteristics with the other one?
They're
Is that-
streamlined to look similar, but no. So basically, we get the Milano at the beginning of Guardians, so that's
Rip
the
'em a
movie
new
they
one.
use through the whole thing. Then the Milano gets destroyed during the Battle of Xandar dogfight, but as a thank you gift at the end of the movie, John C. Reilly hasn't rebuilt for them. So it's kind of a ship of Thesis scenario where like it's a new ship built of the same parts. But that's basically what we're getting here. Is kind of a hodgepodge of those two things because the Guardian suits that they're wearing, those red suits, are from the final battle. But on the inside, there's that little table for Baby Groot in the pot to be dancing on, which technically would be on the rebuilt Milano. So, there's that.
Yeah.
But then that rebuilt Milano is what they use in Guardians Volume 2.
Yep.
Then that also gets destroyed. So we see the Benatar in Infinity War. I don't think we actually see it in Endgame. No, we do see it in Endgame.
They're
That's what
named
they use at
after
the end of
Alyssa
the movie.
Milano and Pat Benatar, correct?
Correct. And then
I knew
the
that.
ship with the two big rings from Guardians 3 is the Bowie.
You notice a
And
lot
that's,
of people
of course,
call
the
it
Bowie?
the Benatar, like it's the Venator. Have you noticed that? That must make you just okay.
I think I hang out in the superheroes corner so much that everybody over here knows what to call it.
All right. Well,
I-
all right, we're not in the headquarters. All right, I'm not in the Hall of Justice over there. Oh,
I thought Sean was like mispronouncing the Venator. Like I thought he was comparing a Guardians of the Galaxy ship to a Star Wars ship because I was so convinced that there's no way that was the name of the ship.
And that's what we call a sweet segue here. So when we were having this discussion, Jonathan, I'd love to hear your take on this. So Clever Pig, for you says, I told Sean calling this and the Benatar was the same as calling the ISD and the Venator the same. Would you concur? They're like, you could see where it, like, you know.
I don't know, man. Here's
I know
the
it's
thing,
tough
is
for
like,
you, but like, I mean, dude, it's orange. It's shaped very similarly. It comes on a stand the same way. That was my only thing. Is like, this is almost like picking up the last ship.
yeah, that's my thought. Is like, I live at the deep, 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 dark bottom of the rabbit hole of Marvel. So to me, it's like, I could spot the difference on these ships a mile away. But
CPA's backing me up. Same crew is in it. I mean, it's like,
yeah. The thing for me is like, I try not to beat people over the head too much when they mess stuff up, because it is funny, and like, of course, poking fun and making fun of you too. But at the same time, when it comes to like building community and making sure everybody feels welcome in the fan space, if every time somebody gets something wrong, we just take a pillow and whop them over the head with it, it does beat you down eventually.
No,
to, like,
Wampus,
not want
it's
to
good.
speak up, and whatever. So
yeah, it's gray.
Totally messed up, and you totally butchered it. But at the same time, instead of slapping you upside the head on it, let's just agree that and if you mess up again, well, then we're gonna have trouble. But
Is it fair to just say
honest
the
mistake,
Guardian
honest
ship?
mistake.
Well, here's the thing: are they calling all these sets the Guardian ship? Though that could also.
So they did call this one the Milano, but they did call the Benatar the Guardian's ship. I don't know if maybe they couldn't get like the name rights for Benatar, so they had to
Probably.
call it the Guardian's ship.
Yeah.
But even the Infinity War version, which was more play scale than UCS scale, that was just called Thanos Ultimate Quest or Ultimate Battle or something like that.
The smaller one, the first one.
Yeah, they didn't even mention the ship in the name of that set from 2018. So.
I think it was
Dear
the Milano
Lord.
1 or something. It was. I'm kidding.
Jonathan, you have prolific knowledge of this. It's just so impressive that you just like, this is at the tip of your brain at any second. It's
you'd think I do this for a living or something.
This would be the same for me if we had a Fabuland stream tonight. I'd be able to do as well as you. However, I'm super impressed.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
For me, like I've been on the fence about getting the other one, and now that it's retired, which is the price isn't crazy, I do think I like this one better. I do, I like that you're getting Drax.
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite Lego Marvel sets ever.
Yeah, I mean, I love
price quality wise detail. I also am going to
wearing the uniforms
for a little conspiracy theory I'm cooking up here.
Oh, okay,
go for it.
Cook. I think, and I posited this in my review, that this could be the swan song Guardians of the Galaxy Lego set.
Wow.
That's not to say that we won't get Guardians in future sets, but think about this. Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie that this set is based off of, came out 10 years ago this year. So this is kind of a secret 10-year anniversary set in a certain type of way. But as the MCU moves forward, especially with how many movies we're getting, Fantastic Four is going to need sets. Hopefully we get Thunderbolts. There's a rumored Captain America set. I think it's pretty safe to say that all three of the MCU movies next year are going to get at least one set. I think that that's a fair assumption to make, although nothing's confirmed. But, think about Doomsday coming up. Think about Secret Wars coming up, Spider-Man, all of these sets that are coming up, or movies that are coming up that are at least going to get one set. When we look at, set slots and budgets for the year, the idea of going back and getting Guardian sets where we get all 5 Guardians in one set further and further in the rear view mirror as we move forward. I mean, think about, the MCU going forward. Gamora's out there doing her own thing. Drax is basically retired. Mantis is off doing her own thing.
Well, and Batista slimmed down too, by the way, like in real life. He's down like 50 pounds or something. So
Guardians that I think we're realistically ever going to see again, maybe Nebula in like somebody else's space-themed project. Star-Lord, it says at the end of Guardians 3, Star-Lord will return, and then Rocket and Groot are leading a new team of Guardians. So even if we get a Guardians Volume 4, it's going to be following Rocket and Groot's new team, in which case, when I say this is the Swan Song Guardians, I mean of the original lineup. So I think that, if you really, really love the Guardians original lineup and you don't have them, this is definitely a good set to keep on your radar while it's out, because it's hard for me to imagine them doing a bigger set that would have all 5 Guardians in it.
Yeah.
Justify it.
So
yeah.
Fabu Brick says no chance they can't resist doing a Venomized dancing Groot. That's a good point.
That is a good
a
point.
good point, but it wouldn't have all 5 minifigs in it, so it doesn't contradict my theory. You know?
Yeah, all right. As far as like I get it. If you catch them all kind of thing. All Z Bricks. This is where it gets silly. That's like he says that's like saying Mando's Razor Crest and the N1 are the same because of the crew and color. No, it is not. They are radically different. These are closer cousins than the N1 and the Razor Crest. Preposterous. Knock it off. All right. Let's get into this. This is a good topic. It's something that, a lot of the channels have been covering as of late. I mean, you get asked this all the time, I'm sure, Jonathan. Explain though to the normies, perhaps, and the diehards. Everybody just wanted one Deadpool and Wolverine set. Is it because it's too violent? Like, what's going on? Like, what is that pretty much what it is? We can't separate that and make a little toy of this guy. What's happening?
So, all stems back to a couple years ago. The last time we got anything Lego Deadpool was the Sheriff Deadpool Comic-Con exclusive minifig from 2018. That was obviously quite some time ago. Now, Lego Marvel put out the visual dictionary last year, and that kind of goes through all the characters, pretty much every single minifig that's been made for Lego Marvel, and they completely wrote Deadpool out of the Lego Marvel history book. They don't reference the set that he came in. They don't reference either Comic-Con figure or the one that came out in 2012. And when they talk about Wolverine and Magneto, as I said, they don't reference the set, and they just show Wolverine and Magneto. So I think that there's something going on internally at Lego that they're just like, we have to stay super far away from Deadpool. Now, what's funny is Deadpool is kind of like the cameo character in the 2013 Lego Marvel Superheroes video game, and he's in every single level. He's like making cameos everywhere left and right. So, like, obviously at one time he was not off limits, but I really don't know what happened because Sheriff Deadpool would have come out after Deadpool 2. So they had 2 already. Both Deadpool movies came out. So I really don't understand why so late in the game they decided no Deadpool. But I really think that is the, main reason that we're not getting him is that he's just too violent or too adult oriented at this point.
Yeah.
But look at Disneyland, they have Deadpool and Wolverine coming out and doing story time for people and stuff. So,
come on.
I think they're fine. Well, they're fine with it. And also Disney, I think we covered this a little bit. They're at war right now with Universal, and I think they're trying to capture, because right now that's their gap, right? They've got the kids as long as the parents bring them, and they've got the parents. Where they're missing is that, I don't know, we'll call it maybe 18 to 30 range where it's like, they don't have anything super culturally relevant IP wise for that age group. Besides the MCU stuff, but there's not a whole lot of park space dedicated to that. You know what I mean? And of course, Universal's opening their 3rd gate down in Orlando, and that's going to just be packed with IPs and stuff. So it doesn't surprise me to try to, be a little bit more timely with some of these meet and greets and stuff like that. And, I am excited to see what they do with Avengers Campus and all that. But yeah, I think like they do need to feed into that more. And I think MCU is their best IP to do that, especially with how unstable, to say the least, Star Wars has been.
Yeah, and the thing is with Lego, we know that they're working so far ahead on timelines. So now we just saw how successful Deadpool and Wolverine is. So even if, Lego decided on August 1st, hey, we're good to have Deadpool in sets again, it might be a year before a set can be designed, produced, distributed, and put out. So I personally do not think we will ever see a physical Lego Deadpool ever made again, with the exception of if he is a main character, and I mean a main character in Doomsday and or Secret Wars. I'm not talking about like a cameo or like having a B level.
He's on the
role.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, he has to be on the posters that come out for this movie. If that happens, they could probably sneak him in as like an ensemble character. And obviously, if Deadpool appears in a PG-13 movie, they're going to have to tone him way down from how he was in his movie. And I think that they could, do that in a joking way too. Like I've theorized how, what if Deadpool is next to Nick Fury? Because, they can always drop one F word in a PG-13 movie. And so maybe Deadpool and Nick Fury are like fighting side by side. And Deadpool's like, all right, folks, this is a PG-13 movie. It's Disney, and I will be the one to drop the final. And Nick Fury's in the background and drops the F-bomb. Like that could be a funny way to like play into all of this and stuff. So,
and he's got the scene designed and everything. This is great.
I know, right?
It'll be interesting to see like where they're going to go with this. I just, if I had to pick yes or no, I would say there will not be another Lego Deadpool. But there is that caveat that maybe in like Secret Wars or Doomsday sets or something he could appear. But I'm really not holding my breath. But anything could happen.
I mean, so with the success of the movie, and then with what I think like CNN or some other news, referencing like adults last quarter beat out preschoolers and buying toys.
Yeah,
like adults are buying toys.
Really?
Like
Oh
straight
yeah.
up. I mean, you got to think about it, like parents. Everything's getting too expensive. Like as a parent, I'm not buying my kids toys right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'll buy myself toys, but like people who are buying all these expensive sets, they want more adult type things out there. And
Honestly, you guys, when we did Brickworld in like 2007, 2008, and like the Lego group was really invested in coming to like the few Lego fan conventions that were existing at the time. They don't have as much presence anymore because there's too many of them for them to like use their budget for all of them. Like the designers we would talk to would like basically shame us for expecting more sets geared towards adults because they're like, it's such a small percentage of the market. But I think they found that they were wrong, especially with an entire campaign called Adults Welcome, especially post-COVID.
Yeah.
Like they found the pulse and they realized it was real. And the more they produce for it, the higher their sales go. So I would like to see when it comes down to the point where adults are out buying the preschoolers in Lego. That'd be fantastic.
I mean, like look, they just gave Sammy Sullivan like a free Lego set. Like there's athletes, there's celebrities,
which is a Olympic rugby player for those who
and
know.
an Army veteran. So shout out to her.
She's
sorry.
Yeah.
She's prolific in the amount of Lego fans that she's contacting. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
What a cool person, by the way.
Yeah.
But with
Brickworld?
I mean, she's a normie. Like she's obviously like
yeah.
But she's not in the overall like our communities like online.
Right.
So
yeah. We'll get her there.
A lot of people like her. There's definitely a call out that adults have the ability to buy whatever put in front of our faces, and we'll buy them. So if you
Miles Davis, we got Rod in the chat,
and Miles, so like,
sorry,
with, I mean, they can do it. I know it might go against their values, but like they've been bending the values. And if money starts to come where they're not making as much as they were in the past couple of years, it might be best to kind of hop on the bandwagon with what's selling, especially if Disney and Marvel are really pushing for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree, and it's funny because I hear this, and then talking about prices, man. Like, so my son is finally getting past. He's starting to get into figures and stuff. He's 3, and it's like at that age, Shy, it's like it was trains and cars only, right? Mm-hmm. And now, I think all of us are a little bit hyped for TF Transformers 1 that's coming out here like next month. We're all getting pretty hyped. Like I was a fan back in the day, and like watched the Bayverse and all that, and kind of was in and out of it. The last few were really bad, whatever. So that's all reset. Now he's at the perfect age where it's like combining. I mean, the core of Transformers are really cool to little kids. It's a robot turns to a vehicle. That's always going to be cool. Anyway.
Yeah, Clever Pig just said that he's seen several non-Lego influencers get Lego sets to promote on their streams. I will say this is the first time this most recent wave of Animal Crossing sets that was released this week. It's the first time I heard about it on a Nintendo live stream. before hearing it on a Lego live stream. Like Nintendo live streamers are now ahead of the Lego influencers on this particular piece of news because they're starting to bring it to gaming conventions instead of like announcing it to the Lego audience.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
But it's
diversify.
It's really crowded. I mean, we got a couple of LAN guys here. I mean, it's really crowded for them, and there's so much coming at them. I think it's wise to go, hey, we only give maybe the Nintendo guys something once a quarter to push hard, rather than melting it in with the 37 other priorities that are bestowed upon the LAN members. So, like, I think that's a pretty smart move for them.
I mean, they've done it before in the past. Like, they've given really big YouTubers like Star Wars sets, and they've definitely promoted it. So it's not a new thing. I think it's new to us noticing. So especially with Instagram and like, people sharing them on their stories. But I've seen YouTubers like outside of Nintendo, like just really big ones, get the Millennium Falcon, and they're building a Millennium Falcon. And they're getting millions upon millions of views, way more than the entire Lego community put together, just by building that set. So
I mean, Sean, just imagine like some sort of Lego convention that like mixed together, say, for example, like Star Wars nerds with all sorts of Star Wars nerds instead of just Lego Star Wars nerds. Just imagine that, if you will. Just let it percolate.
You mean a Lego convention specific to something like that? That just
maybe
to that, and maybe some other cosmic fandoms? That'd be interesting.
Just a shot. Go ahead.
Let's table that for a second.
Yeah, let's do that.
You're gonna give me excitement over here. Listen. So where I was headed with my Transformers little rant or whatever there, pivot was, so Shy,
I'm just hoping you're gonna say it. Go ahead.
No, here's what happened. Well, I did pick up one for myself, but that's besides the point. So I went to get my son like the age appropriate ones. They're called 1 steps, like where it's easy because the real ones are like 30 steps and they could frustrate even an adult, whatever. Some of them are hard to transform. Yeah. Dude, it was like for a little 3-pack of, they weren't much bigger than like like this. Yeah, the Matchbox car. It's like $30-something, dude.
They're expensive.
And it's like, those are going to end up in the bottom of a bucket and whatever. And I'm like, no, these you take care of. Okay. Like these. So, but dude, like, yeah. And then, Jonathan, I mean, I don't know if you collect this stuff, but I mean, obviously you're aware of it, but like, dude, just like, and then just going down the Target aisle, I like to look when I'm done looking at the Lego and stuff. And it's like, friggin' WWE guys are $27.
Dude, toys are expensive, and
Black
I'm not buying
Series
my
are $27. Like,
well, obviously,
but I'm looking at this
and
we're
biased toward Lego, but think about like a $20 Lego set. You get 4 characters, sometimes 5.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
$20 toy, you get 1 figure.
Well, this is where I was headed with this, and kind of a more sort of complete way to talk about what I was saying about that set we had featured earlier, which is, so it's like you could buy these guys at $20-$25 a piece and get to that $100. Now, granted, these are more articulated and weapons, so I'm not going to compare fig to fig. Obviously, that's a blowout. But what I will say is, for that $100, you're getting a vehicle, you're getting the scene, you're getting 8 characters, you're getting their weapons and whatever, and you can do something else with it. And so when you look at a value, and people were really quick to put down Lego being overpriced, which we all hear you, like no one's rooting for that. But when you look at the comparables out there, man,
yes,
you're telling me for the same price I can only get 3 of the 4 Fantastic Four,
and
for $100, dude. Like, no way, because what is it? Thing is going to be probably more expensive. He's bigger.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He'll be 40 on his own. So my point is,
I could see him being the Build-A-Figure.
There you go. It could be the Bath. There you go. But the point is, like, going into like Kid World Boys Toys pricing now, they're keeping Barbies kind of cool though. I gotta respect them. They've kept Barbies.
Yeah, no, for sure. $18 still for just a single Barbie. Yeah, I can live with that.
Dude,
oh
18,
man,
she comes with like a trampoline and all this stuff. I'm like,
I've never had to buy Barbies before in my life, but since now that I have a daughter and she's really into it, just looking at the Barbie aisle,
tremendous value.
As if I'm looking at the Jurassic World stuff for my son, or like now the Mario Kart stuff.
Yeah. Which is really cool. I would say I really like a lot of the comments that clever. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead, Shy. I'm going to grab something. I'm going to show you your future. Hold on.
Oh,
okay. I really like some of the comments that Clever Pig has been making tonight, and he just said, yeah, Lego isn't expensive. I'm sorry, he said, yeah, Lego ain't expensive. Toys are expensive. Good toys always have been and always will be expensive, and that's one thing. Is like, you know, we've suffered a lot of inflation since the pandemic. Dear Lord, let me tell you, running an event, like some of these prices have just been jacked up on us so high, and people are still arguing over the 10-cent per piece mark for Lego sets. And I remember being in my basement in a house that I owned in Northwest Indiana, and that was in like 2007, and people arguing over this 10-cent per piece threshold. They've stayed pretty consistent. I am not giving a thumbs up. Stop it. I do this a lot. I don't know. I do this with my hands. Maybe it's a Midwest thing, but I think they have stayed like pretty respectful to the consumer's wallet.
I mean, if you look at online Pab, there's rarely anything that's 10 cents per piece at this point. A lot of them are like 14, 15 cents. Minifigures have jumped up to like 75 cents for a torso, depending on what's being. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Sean,
there you
welcome
go.
to Christmas
Oh, my
2024.
No. We have nowhere to put that.
I can't fully illustrate. Now, we're in a rental house, so please don't mind this garish furniture and whatnot. But, dude, this
no one's judging.
I am, because I don't like this furniture. It's not mine. I'm here till my house is repaired. All right, look. Anyway, Shy, this is in your future. This is probably, you're only seeing like a third of this thing. So
I know exactly what that is.
I know you do. Everyone knows the dream house, but wait till you got to haul one of those around, and then they won't let you get rid of it.
Man. Luckily, you know, the wife's rule with no Lego in the living room, it kind of rolls over to every toy. So luckily the kids have to put the toys away. So that you can't, when you walk into my house, you don't see any of that. But definitely when you walk into the room, you'll see a lot of that. But yeah, I've been debating on that one thing that she wants that you have.
Cosmic Boy, Cosmic, Jesus, my aging eyes. Comic Boy 750 is saying here, Jang actually did a really good job comparing the new Lego Bumblebee set to an actual Transformer for the same price.
He did.
That's amazing.
It is. And again, getting into these a little bit, something I learned, I'm taking it real slow. Don't worry. But I will say I did. I have the Bumblebee. I mean, I have the Bumblebee set, and then I did see that's the one I got, the 86 style Bumblebee, Mark, the one we grew up with, because I did like how Jang, you know, represented and held that against the other one. I will tell you, that set is, Jonathan, did you do the one with the designer on that? That was you, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And
nice.
I've got some thoughts on that set too.
I know you do. But let me.
Well, my viewing softened on it since I built it.
Thank you. Because you know what? I'm gonna go grab. We're going. No, but here's
this is great.
Man. If for those of you, I think it is way more remarkable than what people think, because if you get an average Transformer in hand, besides like some of them, but most of them, there's a little bit of jank to those too. You know what I mean? There's significant gaps. There's like, but what they achieved there, and I get it, the end result, it doesn't look for just a straight Lego vehicle, but like the compromise in and of itself is what Transformers are. You know what I mean? You can't have, without getting into like Masterpiece series ones, getting into it, like, do you know what I'm saying, Jonathan? Like it's tougher. Like,
so here's something
the real ones aren't perfect either, is what I'm saying. Like the real Transformers aren't perfect either.
So the Optimus Prime set, I think, is one of the most impressive Lego sets ever.
No shit.
Yeah.
I think it actually transforms better than the toy it's based off of, which still blows my mind. But think about this, okay? You're the designer of Bumblebee, who's not the designer of Optimus, just, not the same designer. Lego comes to you and says, okay, Optimus Prime sold great. We have to do Bumblebee next. You have to do it in scale with Optimus, and it has to be the same generation as Optimus. So you put all of that together, and I think that the Bumblebee set that we got is the best that can be done with all of those things put into place. Now,
Jonathan,
had Bumblebee come first, and he could be bigger, or they could do something different. Totally, that's a different conversation. But what I just explained is not something that really I fully conceptualized at the time of reviewing that set.
Yeah.
And it's actually one of the sets that if I could like re-review it, I wish I could put that perspective in it because
It's your channel, bro.
yeah, I know, right? That
Yeah.
No, I mean, you know what, Jonathan? I mean, not to
I was wrong about Bumblebee.
Listen, not to play creative for you, but if you, it wouldn't have to be a full blown thing. But I think
agree.
I think that would be a really interesting take that people aren't doing, a re-review or whatever you want.
I haven't heard anybody else say that.
No,
and put a card at the end of your original review that says, "Now look, I did an addendum."
Because I mean, I think there are some sets that I think a lot of us were rough on. I know me in particular because we're a takes show. I mean, I've done it a few times a night. I'm like burying Nike before it starts. No, but no, I'm I just said play the hits. No, but what? but I have many times We are long format, and I do say a lot of things. I have taken back a lot on a lot of sets. We buried the foosball set, and it turns out it's one of the funnest sets there is for what it was designed to do. I mean, we've made a sport out of it for Brickworld. Shout out to Brickworld again. There you go. Year 3 coming up of the tournament, Jonathan. We'd like to see you in it this year. Bring your team of supers. But anyway,
and Jonathan,
we're all fun stuff. It'd be cool to see somebody like in your own way walk it back just a little bit and be like, you know what, guys, this is actually pretty damn remarkable what's happening.
And I'm of the right age. I'm of the certain age that I can remember where it was absolutely impossible. Like I would say pre-Exo Force for them to make any sort of, or maybe pre-Vikings, where it was absolutely impossible for anyone to actually make a Transformer out of Lego. People would try it on Eurobricks. They here's my mock. It's a Transformer, and it was all like pulling Technic pins out. And like actually rebuilding part of it to like make it all work. Before we move on, I really want Shai to see this magic 8-ball of a comment that we have here down in the comments from Moments of the Magic.
Okay.
Why do you think I made my attic into a Lego room? Because my daughter has so much Barbie. Shai, that is your future, my friend. You're way too comfortable in that office.
No, Shai is limited in space, man. I mean,
I'm busting the seams right now.
Gotta get you out of there, man.
I know I'm gonna lose this room, and if we continue this in this house, I'm gonna lose this room.
That room is a future Barbie land, my friend.
My office is 2/3. Once I get back to my house, it's 2/3 the size of my other one, and I thought the other one was small. So yeah.
I mean, I have plans to move this. I'm gonna move this. If we remain in this house for the next couple of years, this is going to the garage. That's
my excuse. Sorry. I work from home, so I need my office. But if I didn't.
Yeah,
oh boy, that could be a nice playroom too. All right,
oh boy,
Jonathan, I've got DC up. I want to get into that, but before we do, like quickly, because we there'll be a lot more coverage on this. People were asking, and I'm sorry I missed it, but obviously a significant release before the end of the year, the X Mansion. A lot of people are excited about that. Give us your take on that, and then we'll hit some DC stuff.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
the
crap.
X Mansion?
What? Sorry. Well,
the rumored.
As long as you don't see a picture of it, you're good. I'm sorry, right?
The rumored X Mansion.
What would you think? I'm sorry. What would you think about? What would you think about an X Mansion if it was to happen? Would you be excited for that? And what would you? Maybe you can't say what you'd expect. I don't know that level of detail, but go ahead. Whatever.
Well, it would be our 4th Lego Marvel modular, so to speak. And the X Mansion being as large as it is, especially with all the interior rooms, I do think it's a pretty lofty goal to try and fit that into a modular. Because if you think about it, right out front, like the front of the X Mansion is pretty iconic in its own right.
Right, the yard.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know, how you would accomplish that.
Base plates.
Yeah.
No, get Mark to help you with the. Mark, you could do the yard. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Exactly.
You'd be who I hire. Go ahead.
Thank you.
This is almost diverting conversation, and I wish I could remember who said this originally. It may have been in like a comment on one of my videos or something on Instagram. I genuinely wish I could remember. But I read an idea somebody had of imagine if they did like a sub theme of Lego Marvel basically they did it like Harry Potter, where you could get different parts of the X-Men mansion
And then
Yes.
combine it
Yes.
out as your own.
Oh yeah.
So you get
Yes.
set with
That's my
like
favorite
Jubilee,
kind. That's my
Beast,
favorite
and
thing when you have
Professor
to buy.
X.
I love when you're forced to buy. That's my favorite.
Yeah, well, you know,
No,
that
'cause-
part
no, I
would
don't
not
mean
be
that.
great.
No. I don't mean that
I-
facetiously, Jonathan.
I agree.
I am a huge fan of that.
Hell
For
yes.
example,
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Listen, no, I mean it. Like, I love what they did with Jabba's palette. No, because what it does is it fools you into it being more cost effective, and people can cherry pick the ones they want. Then you got your completionists that need everything.
That Jabba's Palace was so cool the way they did that.
Yeah, like the stack, the continuity sets are by far. I mean, anybody who knows me knows that's my favorite thing. It
2012?
almost made me get into Potter, but I can't go down that
Well,
road.
I mean, because it actually gives you, when they're creating like a full set, that is, if that's all you want, that's all you'll go get. If you're a guy like me who only buys things for parts packs and maybe sometimes like a rare figure, like the entire Animal Crossing line, it's like, yeah, get that. You want to get that Rancor, so you just buy the Rancor. But if somebody wants to build the entire thing, and they can and they can part out their budget and be like, I'll buy this one in September, I'll buy this one in November, I will buy this one in February. That's
there
great.
you go. And brother, at this point, man, that Rancor, you might as well buy the set.
No
You know,
shit.
I mean, it's gotten crazy out there.
You see a Rancor, you buy it
If it's
make sure it's
priced-
real first.
in a set.
Yeah,
If you see a Rancor in a set, get it.
Yeah,
do not let that fly off the shelves. Do not let the door hit you in the ass at Target without walking out with a Rancor.
Because at a certain show I was at recently, they were trading for 200 plus on the reg. and
What
that's crazy.
the actual Mega Block is that?
Mhm.
That's crazy.
I was
Use
just,
block as a cuss word substitute.
It is a
and
cuss word.
and as a put down. That's tremendous.
Wow.
Jonathan, did you go to grab something? I'm sorry, bud.
I put in new headphones. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
yeah.
We can.
Yeah.
I thought you were
I'm
about to like break out some X-Men something. Okay.
No. I'm so nuts, and I do so
Reach
many
under your desk real quick.
calls
Let us see it.
that I
Okay.
have two sets of AirPods because one always dies because I'm using them so much. So just, anyways.
I'm enjoying Marvel Loner Night,
Wait.
by the way.
Hold on.
What's
Jonathan,
up?
do you have two sets of them or just two cases?
two sets of AirPods.
Jeez. All right. Well, at least you didn't go pro on them. Okay. Good.
You keep them all charged. You'll always have a charged set.
Yeah, that's it. Because I'm on call so often. That being said, back to the plot. Yeah, I really like that Harry Potter, and I see some people commenting here that it might have been Ash and Flash that came up with that, who's my good pal. So shout out Ash and Flash if he is indeed the one who came up with that. But regardless, that would be very cool. So yeah, I mean, I think we've got a bright future for Lego Marvel. I think some really, really cool stuff could be coming down the pipeline just based off of this last wave. I think the designers are dialed in, and I'm excited. I have seen some comments coming through talking about DC, so I guess as we're kind of rounding the bases for home of everything we could talk about with Lego superheroes tonight.
Yep.
DC is in an interesting spot.
What's the deal with DC?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Mr. Seinfeld. So here's the interesting thing.
Glad he got the reference. Yeah, go ahead.
I have not
It's very well
gone
done.
back and looked up this information recently, but I did maybe a couple of years ago. If you looked at the top comic book sales in the U.S., now this is the only metric we truly have for like comic book interest. And I get that not everybody that's buying comic books is the same as those that are buying toys. I also get that not everybody that's going to the movie theater and seeing stuff are the same people buying toys, and not everybody that's buying toys. You know what I mean? Like these can all be separate, coexisting entities. But if you go to Walmart, you won't be able to now because there hasn't been a DC movie out for a while. But all the Aquaman sets went straight to clearance. Excuse me, the toys, not the Lego sets, the Aquaman toys from the second Aquaman movie that came out.
Right.
So obviously, like that movie and or that character does not have enough draw to sell on their own. Now, I think, okay, I got off my own point that I was getting to. I looked a couple years ago at the top comic book sales, as far as like what was selling the most. And for Marvel, you have Spider-Man and things like that, Avengers, Iron Man, all kinds of different characters selling. But DC, the only characters that would ever crack the list, and I looked at it a couple different times, throughout the year to see, was Batman and Batman family adjacent. So Batman comics, Joker comics, Robin, Batgirl.
Yep.
And the only time any non-Bat family character would crack the list is when a new #1 dropped. So like a new Superman #1 would come onto the charts, but then Superman #2 more often than not would not chart. And like I said, this was years ago. A lot has changed since then. But something that I extrapolated from that is maybe literally Batman is the only thing that sells. And as Lego fans, we're getting tired of seeing Batman this, Batman that everywhere. But, these companies have more information than we can. And that was the only metric I could think that was public for us to look at. And maybe Batman just sells better. Now, why we can't get sets like in 2019 and before where like it's a Batman set, but Shazam shows up or Superman's in it or whatever.
Or
why
Superman.
we can't get that, I can't answer. But,
I mean, the droid builder set happened for a reason. Like, it's not like they didn't test market that for it to get to where it got on shelves,
Sure.
They do their research for sure.
I don't know about that one. I think you're wrong about that particular.
You know what?
I think they stuffed a Leia in it, and they scratched an itch on a chopper that people have been asking for, and they were like, let's try something. And
the lowest on their results, but they had results on it. They had to have.
I'm just saying, I understand,
what?
dude. No, we do willingness to pay studies and all that stuff. I get it. I know that it goes through that, but there's some where it's just so obvious to most that thing's going to be 50% off very soon.
Right? Like tomorrow.
All due respect, it's not a knock on the design. Nobody. It's just that set is not long. That set's not going to go for $100. It's just not.
It's a knock on the marketing department.
I mean, it's not me. It's not just my opinion. We have sales results on Amazon. It's clear as day. That's kind of okay.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Do you want an update on how many batches we've sold?
Yeah, it's like Christmas. Go ahead.
452 badges sold tonight. We are nearing 25%. We are at 22.6% of the badges available for Brick World Chicago 2025, selling almost 25% in 2.5 hours.
That's a percent an hour, right? Or wait, 25. My brain's mush. 25.
I feel less bad about the time zone mix-up.
Sorry, we're averaging 10% an hour is what I meant to say.
Yeah, yes.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
I was like, is it a percent a minute even? I'm like, wait, no.
It's 492 badges a minute. That's pretty impressive. Okay. This is the most important thing we're going to talk about tonight, Jonathan.
Yes.
Because I am more of a DC guy, okay? But it might shock you. I like Batman just fine. I'm old, dude. I'm a Superman guy. Why can't we get Superman, right? I get that it's because he's perfect and he's not as complicated as Batman. I've heard all that. Give me a fresh take on why can't anybody first thing before you answer. I think the problem is they're trying to play the Batman card, this darkness thing with everybody, and it's just a mistake. If you look at my Superman, Chris Reeve, it actually had what's in the words comedy. There was levity. They were actually doing Marvel before Marvel was doing Marvel, and then they just dropped it once the latest Batman series or whatever.
Yeah,
the Bale one. So
the
Bale one. Dude, I'm having to cycle through a lot of pop culture tonight. It's very tough.
You're okay.
I'm changing lanes. So Jonathan, I know I'm giving you a lot of context here, but like, I guess, would kids not want just a nice Superman Lex Luthor set on shelves, like readily available? It's like even OG for us old guys. I think a Chris Reeve line. Mark, you'd probably show up to get one of those figs.
Are you kidding me?
You give us
all over it.
Was it Zoltar? What are the ones wearing the black? Like,
what are their names?
Superman the movie sets. Give me your Richard Pryor. Like, there's other ways to do it. I guess that doesn't push it forward, and I get that. But like, if we're appealing to 18 plus, there's some really cool stuff they could do. And I just hate the state of Superman presently. Period. I guess. And so, what are your thoughts on? Can he be rehabbed at this point, or have they just blown it so much?
Zod.
Thank you.
So I think if we go the Lego Superman route, it's gonna be more generic than like based off of a specific movie, at least to start. That being said, Superman Legacy next year, there is a chance that we could get sets based off of that movie. I also think a lot hinges on that movie. Getting away from the Lego discussion for just a second,
Here we go.
if that movie flops and if it is terrible, DC is cooked. It's over.
Yeah, they should have been cooked a while ago.
Well, this is like the new start to the new universe.
Oh,
so,
good
like,
luck.
If
Good
this movie is not good, then people just aren't going to have faith for all the other stuff. Also, if we look at the DCEU slate, they are kind of like, I don't want to say they're going for like C-list superheroes, but like they're not coming out saying like it's Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash. Like they're going for like, B-listers at best in the DC universe. Now, is that good to shake things up and, stop giving us the same Justice League characters over again? I don't know. We've seen a lot of like set photo leaks from Superman Legacy of a lot of like, relatively obscure DC characters. Like, for example, we've heard rumors that Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, will be in it. Now, everybody knows who Green Lantern is, but going back to earlier in conversation, like picking on my dad has no idea who Guy Gardner, Green Lantern is.
Well, there's been several, right? That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. But like, we're going a little bit more obscure, things we haven't seen yet. So that could be like a really good fresh breath for DC, but at the same time, it's like, it is what it is.
C-list heroes worked with Guardians. Marvel did a nice job with some of that stuff.
I agree with that, but
That's
Guardians
Marvel.
was not like one of the first 5 MCU movies that was launching the entire career.
Yes, that was their tertiary year for like, let's see how far into the Marvel canon we can dig, and it was very successful. But it's like when Lego Castle came out with the Troll line.
Excuse me.
It's like like consistent. When Lego Castle came out with the Troll line, it was like we're digging into our tertiary market of our tertiary line of this. Like we're going with an outside faction. Let's see if it does anything. It did, it did rather well. That takes a risk. They took a risk with Guardians of the Galaxies to shove all these like C-list characters. Someone made this comment early while Jonathan was making a speech. It was somebody productions in the chat asking Jonathan or expressing his opinion during Jonathan's talk about adding so many C-tier characters to the Fantastic Four franchise potentially. And I think you're absolutely right. Like if you try to lead with that, people aren't going to connect with it the way they do with Batman.
Yeah, you got to pass the torch. Like you got to be able to,
Batman.
Dude, my own kids don't even know any of the Justice League. The only reason why they know who Batman is because of the Lego movie. That's
right.
Really
Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean that's sad.
The best Batman movie ever.
I think culturally, like it's going to be tough. Like I get that Superman's tough because people don't just accept that something's good. But like good versus evil still works if it's told right,
Yeah, but I mean, there's no.
They're just
like,
trying to complicate them too much.
But Marvel has like Spidey and Friends, and like there's like young renditions of the characters that children can watch easily and are attracted to.
Yeah, there's no entry level DC anything.
I mean, to be fair, the only thing that has worked for Soups in the last probably 20 or 30 years is these like the Smallville type stuff where it's like.
Yeah.
It's like that is them trying to explore the depths of the character more than him just being a badass.
Still not children entry.
No, it's not. But I'm saying, maybe I'm answering my own question because the only things that have really worked. But like every time, I mean, I still want to just see him make a comeback, like a significant one. I think they totally torpedoed him with what they did with. Dragging him into this, like I said, just the aesthetic of it isn't right. It hasn't felt right. He should just like dragging him into Justice League on dark posters and stuff. And I know what they were going for there, but it's like, that's not Superman. Let Batman be that guy. That's cool. Anyway, that's like a passion thing for me is I just want Superman to come back. No other reason to talk about it.
In that vein, I have a question for Jonathan. Obviously we had Suicide Squad, the first one, which was like a travesty of a movie script that was written by a committee that like, and then they got Sean Gunn to do the second iteration of it that was supposed to be like this amazing thing, which was, you know, an enjoyable movie. In your opinion, did it compare to like what Marvel was trying to set up? Did you enjoy the second iteration of the Suicide Squad movies? Compared not to the first one, but compared to what Marvel has been able to do.
That's an interesting question. So just comparing the Suicide Squad to Marvel, I mean, I really enjoyed that movie. I think that, you know, it was kind of like an R-rated Guardians of the Galaxy in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed that. I mean, as Sith Studs just said, I mean, that might be my favorite DCEU movie for sure. I actually really liked the first Shazam movie as well.
I agree. I agree.
I like that movie a lot, but
I loved it. And I was like, okay, so Jonathan, on that perfect example, like do Superman more like that, you know?
Right.
He wasn't all dark and brooding and like he was, I know he's goofy.
Oh,
as
not at
Superman
all.
will be, but just
like
the aesthetic, this general vibe of that, like we could do this.
Think how goofy and insecure Clark Kent / Superman was in the original. Well, I won't say trilogy, but like the first two movies with Christopher Reeve. Yeah. Like he was a character. He was a relatable character, not some like dark brooding badass. That again, that's Batman's job. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that. You know, I'm glad you called that out because I think it was 2. Right, where those guys zapped him of his powers, and he's in the diner, and he was just a normal guy, and it was like the greatest scene.
Right.
That was like the greatest scene where he got his glasses knocked off, and he was just a normal dude.
And I think that's actually 1, but it doesn't matter.
I thought it was after they zapped him of his powers.
Even like when Lois Lane is like,
kryptonite, whatever. Yeah,
I know you're Superman, like I know it. And so I'm going to throw myself in. Then
we could get
no, it's not though. I love that part because like he doesn't know what to do. He actually does not know how to like deal with the dichotomy. Granted, I saw this movie when I was 5 years old, so I was intrigued by that like that juxtaposition. Then most of you here were younger than 5 or not born when that movie came out, but I saw it in the theaters with my family, and I was just like, "Whoa, what's he going to do?"
I saw 3 in theaters, which was interesting.
I saw 3 on TV, which was the original cable.
I saw 3 of all the heavy hitters. Like I saw Jedi, which was the third one. You know, like well, I mean, it's
I get what you mean. Yeah,
theatrical release.
I think it was 9 when Jedi came out.
Man,
Mold.
What's that like? Yeah. So I don't know. Anything else on DC? I mean, I guess you just kind of laid out what. Now let's talk about potential like heavy hitters. Girthy boys. Let's talk something big here. We've been hearing off and on. Do you think it's probably the timing isn't right? But dude, a Hall of Justice would be pretty rad. It'd be a good way to get everybody going. Is it just there's no market for it right now? Right? Is that the problem?
I think the operative word there is right now.
Yeah.
I think this is just my personal theory. Yeah. Lego is going to be watching Superman Legacy very, very closely. And it's not called Superman Legacy anymore, but just so we know what we're talking about.
What is it called now?
I think they're just calling it Superman or something like that.
It's a good start. Stop with these. Yes. Okay, good.
Yeah. It'll probably be called like
Dawn of Boredom. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that Dawn of Boredom.
You know they will though. They'll be like, "Here's Superman, and he's got a little bit of red on him. It's mostly black and white. It's got a little red. We'll call it Superman.
Very dark blue.
Dawn." It's like, come on, get it right.
Well, I guess to answer your question, I think Lego's going to be looking at Superman Legacy and seeing like, are kids talking about this? Do people care? Did it perform well at box office? You know, because Lego knows that Batman sells, and so why mess with the formula if they know Batman sells? Why do anything different at all? So I think a lot is riding on Superman Legacy in a lot of different ways.
Daily Planet, dude, yeah. I mean, we kind of have. I get that's Bugle-esque, but whatever. They ape each other all the time.
So I just saw that question come up about the Daily Planet and Bugle. I mean, that would be amazing, but I could see that again being something that like Lego's watching Superman Legacy to see, you know, is there interest? And if there is, maybe we get like a Daily Planet in 2026 or something. Like, I just think we got to keep looking. And as far as Grant Gustin, I really don't know why we never got him as a minifigure with all those CW exclusive minifigs we got from Comic-Con. You know, we got like some obscure characters like Vixen and Black Lightning. I'm looking at them on my wall over here.
Nice.
You know, those are cool figures, and I really like the details, particularly on Black Lightning. But I really don't know why we never got a Grant Gustin Flash minifig. It's kind of insane, and at this point, it's never going to happen. But something interesting is in the Lego Dimensions video game, people went in and were like digging around in the files, and there was actually like a headshot portrait for a Grant Gustin Flash minifigure that could have been like, I don't know if you could have played as him in the game or like interacted with him or something, but maybe if Lego Dimensions has continued on, they were planning like a Flash fun pack or something where you could have been able to get him. So, you know, that could have been cool, but at this point, it's never going to happen.
I don't know if this is a serious question, but are we going to get a DC Advent calendar in 25? I guess it depends on Superman.
No, there's no way.
I don't know if it's a serious suggestion, but I agree with Tyler that we definitely need a UCS Tom Hardy Venom.
Babe! My wife would love that.
I would love that.
I'm surprised we haven't gotten more Dark Knight sets at all. We just got the UCS Tumbler. And that's
Yeah,
it.
it's a-
Well, that's not true.
we got the little one.
The Scarecrow Tumbler play scale a couple years ago. But
And
still
speaking of, I
surprised we
mean,
haven't
does it
gotten
get
more.
much more violent than that? I mean, that's pretty. It's like it's kind of.
Well, he doesn't kill anybody.
Joker does,
No, but he doesn't.
or his henchmen do. I mean, there's plenty of.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
Joker
think
killed every. Yeah.
I think that's the point you're getting at. Like, why can they make that super violent Joker but not Deadpool?
That's. I mean, that's the most violent. I mean, well, actually, no. The standalone Joker is pretty. Whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
violent.
guess he
They
upped the
made
ante.
Punisher. They could make a Deadpool.
I know. Well, it's. Will they make it anymore? But that is recent history. They did Dark
That's
Knight, man.
recent.
Yeah. That's interesting. I guess it's because I don't know. It's Batman. It's the only thing they have. They're probably like, well, what else are we gonna do? You can't not put Joker in a set. Like, apparently,
they put-
ever you can't not put Joker.
They put Suicide Squad Harley Quinn in the Apocalypseburg.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
So-
from a rated R movie. So
I watch your vids, man. I don't recall. Are you a fan of the animated series set? I think it's kind of a heater. I like the new Batmobile.
oh yeah, I think it's awesome. I do
I
think
do
it's a
too.
tad pricey. I mean, it is what it is. but
Everything
just
is
talking-
right, but at 48, you love it. I love it at 40, whatever. Like it's
Yeah, just talking about the set as it is, I think it's a really cool set.
Yeah.
I know that this is really nitpicky, but Mr. Freeze not getting leg printing is kind of lazy, if you ask me, especially for the price tag. But beyond that, I think it's a really, really cool set. I hope we get more, as it pertains to, the animated series. It would be so cool to get more figures. Like, I would love animated series Two-Face, although the 2006 Two-Face is basically that. But, that would be amazing. I'd love to see Poison Ivy, Catwoman. Well, we got Catwoman. I think it's getting late. I think my mind's turning to much too, Sean.
it sounded like mine. Yeah, I mean, a full day at work, at kids. Okay.
Plus, I'm 2 hours ahead of you, my brother.
Oh, that's right. Wait,
Wait,
no,
what?
I'm
Aren't you
in-
guys
I'm in
both
North
on the East
Carolina.
Coast?
Oh, really? I thought you were in California.
I moved. I moved.
Okay, all right. Well, fine. Then I'll give you a time zone fist bump.
Dude. Okay. So another rumored thing that is not confirmed in any way, and nobody knows anything. A D2C UCS Batman 66 vehicle has been speculated. I think that would be rad. What do you think?
That is actually my all-time favorite Batmobile. So yeah,
Wow.
1966.
Same.
That would just be
We're
amazing.
Batmobile brother. 89's real close though.
Yeah, I like the 89 too, but there's something about the 66 that it feels like that could actually exist.
Yeah, because at the time they had to slap it on a regular car.
Yeah, so I really, really enjoy that one. I love that series. Growing up watching it with my dad.
Same.
It's so good. Yeah.
It's
so
I got to get my kids on that one because they can totally watch that. That's how I grew up.
same bat time, same bat channel.
I think Mark's
Yes.
ready.
I'm trying to remember. I guess it was Nick at Night. Yeah, back in the day. That's when I remember just like summer when all bets were off, didn't have to get up for school. Dude, I would run those like all night long, and I just that was the first Batman I was exposed to, and then I was the right age for '89. It was like 9 or 10 when that came out, so like
Yeah, perfect.
Keaton and West are the favorites for me. Like I said, you probably already got a sense. I enjoyed the Dark Knight trilogy, but again, it's just so dark and like it's cool, but I don't know. I liked when there's a balance, and that's why I like the Keaton stuff. Because it did
Totally
a really
agree.
nice job of. Anyway,
It's Tim
let's
Burton.
see. Oh,
So.
yeah, it was Tim Burton.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be some darkness, but but it didn't go like too crazy, at least for me. Okay, so DC. I think we're good on DC.
Yeah, I think, by the way, it came up again. I just want to say, I think Jonathan was right earlier. The reason we may never see Deadpool again is because of the violence and the horniness. That's not how he put it.
Horniness?
The movie is very violent and horny.
The movie itself is horny? I got to go see
every second of that movie is a combination of both. It's
I've
for
never heard a
sadists.
film be described as horny itself. That's interesting.
I can send you some links.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. You learn something new every day. No, I got to go see that one. It's just been tough. At this point, I'll probably
Have
just
you
wait.
not seen it?
Dude, I have no time. Come on, man. Like, when am I supposed to go see this?
What do you have? Kids live in a temporary house and have a job that has you traveling all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like
I live in
after
a
work,
temporary
while you're
house.
in
I
a different
travel
city,
all the
you
time
just-
for work. I do this stuff when I can. I have weekend obligation. No, I look. Like I said, if I don't catch it in that,
Thank you, Ruben.
Shy. I'm a hype guy. If I miss that first 2 weeks, I'm kind of out on it.
Yeah, but everyone's still talking about it, and he's still trending. So
Yeah, but my head's moved on. I'm at peace with it. I'll watch it from the comfort of my own home.
you can't
Gotta
watch
make
it
peace.
from
Hey,
your own home.
I
You
am
have
going to go
children.
to. No, I'm going to Transformers live. That I'm going to do. That's what I'm saying. The ones where I can bring the fam, that's easier to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I
You know
get
about
that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can't watch that movie at home. Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
What?
You have to watch it like at 11
Deadpool
o'clock
I'll
at
watch
night.
alone in my office because my wife won't have any interest in it.
And then
Nobody
you won't
else
have the
cares.
same.
You can pretend like you're on Zoom with a horny, violent Ryan
Jesus,
Reynolds.
We're trying to torpedo this show, Mark. What's happening here?
I'm not trying to torpedo it. The chat agrees with me. The Girth Gang is all on board for the
we do
horniness
make
of this
weird
movie.
references around here. That's true. Wow. Did you agree with that, Jonathan? That this movie could be called horny in and of itself? The movie
What's
itself?
wrong with you and the word horny?
I think we're dealing with semantics here. Let's just put it this way: it is.
He said
not a
adult-
movie for kids.
He said adult themed. He meant horny.
What?
Look at what Rune said. Deadpool makes horny remarks about Wolverine every 5 minutes.
All right.
At least.
All right. So some of the dialogue is. I thought you were saying like the movie itself. I was very okay. All right.
I said because Deadpool is violent and horny. The character himself is
Alright.
violent and horny.
Wow.
I think this is accurate.
It's very weird.
If you Google right now, violent, horny superhero, Deadpool is going to come up first.
All right. All right. I get it.
Don't type that in your Google search.
Can we cut this? Yeah. What are we doing? Okay.
No, do it.
Jonathan, favorite Marvel fig of all times? He wants to guess Toby Spider-Man. Is that there it is.
That would be correct.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep, this is mine from when I was a kid. My original from 2004.
Do you have a
Aw.
freshie? I'm sure you have a freshie also, right, Jonathan? A minty one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have every set sealed and open, complete with I got yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
the
I
Roosevelt
actually,
behind you right there? The Roosevelt set?
The Roosevelt set. The
The-
bridge.
No, the one with the red vehicle.
Solo
it
him so we can all look at it.
Jonathan, the one with it's a
And
red
his
vehicle that
string.
goes across the string. The
Oh
Roosevelt.
yeah.
Solo
trolley.
his,
Yeah, that's what he
solo his
pointed to.
window.
So happen to have the box
There it is. Yeah.
right here.
What
This
Solo
is
his
not
is that
window.
thing actually called? I've actually been on it. I'm so stupid.
Never too old for Legos here.
Jai, are
I'm
you saying
blanking
what
on the
it's
name
called?
of this bridge as
No, I'm
well.
telling you to solo his window, like Mark's been asking, so we can see what is going on in his room. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is not my original copy of the set, but my dad got this for me in 2003, and we set it up in the garage. And every day before he would take me to school, we would get in maybe like 10 or 15 minutes of play with. I had all the Spider-Man sets, and I had a lot of Mega Bloks Alien Agency. So Spider-Man would team up with the agents and stuff like that, and just great memories of this set growing up. Seriously, one of my all-time favorites, despite the fact that it's not a great set per se.
It is a great set, though. It is a great set.
Well, it's a little blocky, to be honest. It's a cool set, but it's not like a great set. When we've got stuff like, what's great about it is the memory that I have with my dad, and they could remake this at UCS scale, and it would be awesome. But nothing will make me love it more than being able to look back 20 some years ago and realize that I got to make memories with my dad, because not only is that special to me because it's me and my dad, but not everybody gets that, and it makes me appreciate it that much more. And it's, to me, it's more than just the bricks that are on that shelf. It resonates in a different way.
All right, for the comments about my volume popping, is this better if I pull the mic away from my face? You guys hearing me?
Fine to me, but I guess if it doesn't sound,
can you just lower your gain a little bit? Is that possible?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's gain on that thing.
I don't have a mixer. Here, I got this. Hold on.
I can control mine. No.
This. So yeah, let me know if it's getting better. If not, I'll just shut up, because I can actually do that.
All right. We'll start to wind, but selfishly, I do want to ask Jonathan about one thing from Brickworld. Let's go to Brickworld. We got Mark here. Shout out to Brickworld. You were front and center for the epic rap performance by the boys and your pal Duck Bricks. What was your experience like from the crowd? I mean, by then you had heard the track. What were your expectations? Like, what did you think of the whole package? I mean, you were complimentary to me, but I mean, like, what when I talk to you about it?
I'm impressed that everybody memorized all those lyrics. There's a lot going on. It's one thing when you're in the studio, I get it, but
studio.
Yeah. Well,
we had no studio. No, I know. You're in the studio,
yeah. So I thought that was really cool. And the only thing that kind of had me scratching my head is, man, why am I not on a track? Let's do this next year.
Yes, let's go.
Let me throw some guitar up,
Dude, yeah, no, we'll definitely put something together. Because I mean, you're like an actual talented musician, and I just come up with wacky stuff. I think that's like a combo for something pretty cool. So,
what do you play? What do you play? Write, sing, what?
Yeah, I play guitar, bass, drums, ukulele, harmonica. I sing. I have 2 albums out. I'm going to be working on my 3rd here in November. So lots of fun stuff.
Well, I'm happy to report to you, and Mark, tell me if I'm overstepping here, but we are trying to make Lego music a thing, and like we've got a nice start with obviously the Fold leading the way. The show is going to be at night this year. Jonathan, we petitioned for it. It will be a night performance, so I think we'll have more attendance. I think they'll be a little more rabid. Perhaps the mood will be a little bit right, more right. Rather than in the middle of a day competing with the show and other panels and stuff like that.
So I think we're doing it Thursday night. This is all tentative for now, but we're going to do it at night. It's a little bit harder for us to like push these things into the weeknights because people are like, if we have something come back like New Hashima, people aren't going to be able to get away for that. However, doing it during public hours was not working for us. But I mean, this is all sorts of exciting for me because like, my original major in college was music theory and composition. So when Sean introduced me to his garage band, I started writing songs like crazy. I've lost several hours to writing like 15-minute songs because I haven't been able to do it since I was in college. And like I play piano, guitar, percussion, sing, all that. I have not created albums.
We got to get him. We got to get him up there too, John. You see where this is headed here?
We got to get all this stuff going because
All-star band.
we all have a passion for a lot of things, and like people nerd out about music, we nerd out about Lego, and we have our passion to share. It's not about the individuals. And Jonathan, you very much seem to be like that. Like you just want to enhance people's time and have fun and share your talent in that way.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm very happy to meet you tonight. Very,
No,
very.
well, likewise. Yeah,
I love
great.
making these connections, Shy. This is the best thing. Is besides you meeting someone new yourself, I love putting it together. You know, it's fantastic.
This is cool as Mega Blocks. It kind of doesn't work to use a swear word in that way.
No, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. But I do think, and you had the same thought, John. That's like it's kind of more of like the start of something. It's like, okay, so we have that, and it's like, of course, we'll talk to the fold and everything. But I think, like, is there room for opening acts? Like
Yes.
that kind of thing, right?
They worked with you so much last year. I'm sure they'd work with Jonathan, whatever he's got.
Yeah. And we've already talked about running it back, and then like, how do we top it? So like, your boy's showing up with something. And so we'd love to do it with you, and we're all already friendly with Duck, and he can belt stuff out. I think we just need to figure out a time and then work some stuff out, but I'm stoked, man. I think Shy, you want to be in it?
No, Ninja's in the house.
What? Ninja with Whoa, he came out of the shadows for us.
Just had to see Lego talk music for a while, and then boom, he shows up.
Hey, I have asked to collaborate with Ninja a lot. Okay, so Ninja, I miss you, man. How you doing? Ninja lives. This is crazy. Legendary. This turned into an all-time classic show, Shy.
No, this is
great.
Good. Yeah, no,
This has been really good, guys. I've really enjoyed it. Hey, we did start an hour earlier than usual, so I think we could start the wind down.
Sure.
Has anybody picked up, because I always get grief from the boys if I don't ask, has anyone picked up anything cool this week? Any weekly pickups? Jonathan?
I've been very, very good.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually just away on vacation. I did go to Orlando.
Orlando.
Oh yeah.
While I was down there, and it was absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
So I had a nice little haul there. Ironically, none of it's within reach for me to really be able to show you.
It's all right. Care to give us
crazy.
a highlight. What was the coolest thing you got?
Honestly, the coolest thing was just seeing the store. That store is absolutely awesome. And it's a completely different beast than Atlanta Brick Co.
Yeah.
You could tell that, it's got some similar through lines, obviously, being operated by the same party, but just a really, really cool store. Absolutely worth it if you're ever in the Orlando area. And I'm already planning my next trip back, actually. It was great.
Nice. Yeah, I'll be there soon enough. My family's still in the Orlando area. I just need to go.
Sweet.
Swing through, see Ryan and stuff. But yeah, I still haven't even made it to Atlanta. Every time I'm on business there, it's just so a little bit out of pocket.
Yeah, it's
for
like
me
an hour outside of Atlanta, but
yeah,
it
so
is
like
totally
a
worth
layover,
it, and you need a whole day. You
a
really
layover
do.
won't work for me because where I'm in Nashville, by the way, now. So
Sure.
I have to go through Atlanta for everything because
God, worst airport in the country.
Well, I
hate it.
I'm so numb to it now because I literally, there's like 5 or 6 places. I'm in a little regional airport. I can only go a handful of places without going through there. But anyway, even when I have business there, it's like, and you know how traffic is there too. It's just really tough to pop out, and an Uber would be whatever, $100, whatever each way or something. So it's like, I got to hit it on a roadie when I'm going down to Florida, to see the fam. I think
it's
is what
definitely worth it.
No, for sure. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you got to see it. I'm a little jelly. I just haven't been down there yet to see it. As for myself, look, there's a lot of heaters coming out. I've been behaving because I know Zelda's dropping, and a very rumored certain barge from an individual is coming out, which is, by the way, the best set of our lives, the most important set of our lives. Java Sail Barge potentially dropping.
No, it is.
Very, very psyched about that. So, there's a lot of heavy hitters coming out. I got what I wanted from the recent Star Wars wave. So I'm just, the rest is going to be on clearance. I'm not worried about it.
I made a purchase.
What did you buy?
The Bananthanum.
Bananthanum.
It's called something else. It's one of the new botanicals. I bought the plum blossom. What is the Bananthanum actually called? And I bought the 2 new Animal Crossing sets. I will tell you what the Bananthanum is actually called. It's like the geranium or something like that.
Okay.
It's the one with all the new banana colors in it, and we call it on our live stream the Bananthanum.
Oh, well, you're expecting me to know what that is?
No, it's the Bananthanum.
I watch it, but I didn't see. All right, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum.
There we go, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum.
That's a tough one either way. Okay.
And you know what I got with that? Because I waited too long after August 1st, I got that stupid trophy GWP.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hate that thing.
Yeah,
but yeah,
let my daughter liked it. It's fine. It's a little.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some
snack.
I'm gonna do some live builds this week of sets because I have not done that yet on my live stream. I'm gonna build these Animal Crossing sets. There's a lot of Animal Crossing news. If you're an Animal Crossing news nerd, you should definitely Google Animal Crossing news and check out all the articles because there's lots of exciting stuff happening. 3 new Lego sets, a new Lego game for iPad, iPhone, iOS, Android, blah, blah, blah.
For the new Animal Crossing? That's cool. I gotta get my daughter back. I bought her the game she played. She was too young. I want to get her back into it now that she could
You need another pandemic where you have several hours to
she plays games that are it's very
cozy.
No, she doesn't even know what that's about. She just plays like the quick little iPad, iPhone games. She has a Switch. I mean, I need to get her back into it. All right. So that's where I'm at with pickups and whatnot. But yeah, otherwise, guys, hey, Mark, congratulations on a big rollout, big launch of tickets tonight, dude. 25%.
You want to hear the current number?
Yeah, let's get nuts.
Did we break the 5?
467.
Oh, we're close.
We did not break the 5, but thank you for the energy. I appreciate that a lot. We might by the end of the week.
Remember, we got Replay Gang coming in too.
And let's see where we are with the hotel room block. I will tell you right now, it's 86% of our hotel room block is sold out.
80%. Well, what days are sold out? What nights are sold out?
Wednesday is almost done. Tuesday is gonzo for a while.
True. All of it.
Monday, June 16th, gone. Sunday, June 15th, 4 room nights left. 4.
Wow.
But you're in luck if you want to come in on Sunday, June 8th or Monday, June 9th.
Oh.
Because there's about 20 room nights left on those 2 nights. That's splitting them between the 2. And we have, oh my God. For every other night of the week, there's less than 100 room nights left per room night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So get in there, guys. Get your badge. You'll get your hotel room link, and you can secure your time at the Rennie because that's the place to be if you want to really experience the entire Brick World experience. Again, go back through the live stream, get through that number, call your reservations line. If there's a night that you want that's sold out, call the hotline.
That's awesome. All right, we got
yikes.
We got two supers we'll play out for the night, and then we'll send her home real quick. Including one I don't know if Jonathan got a chance to see, but we made a song, Jonathan, dedicated to the Renaissance already. But I would like that's something that I would like to actually expound upon because I think it deserves more than what I've done here because the Rennie is such a legendary place.
Yes.
But first, of course, we got to show respect. We have to all hail the king himself, King Oldendorf, the very first ACOB channel member. Hello there, ACOB. Go Chaos. He likes when we get wild on here. His song request, once again, it's still top in the charts. He wanted to hear Droidica. So, I mean, Droidica getting that love.
Yeah. You can run, even really fast. It won't matter when I roll up on your ass. I am metal. I've got my blasters. I'm a badass roly-poly robot disaster. Droidica, Trade Federation pinball. Droidica, I make all the Jedi pay. Yeah, I
Still gets the shot off at the end. That's cool.
Keep rolling, bitch. I love it.
I mean, it's
Oh, it's so good.
what they needed to do.
Whew.
And then we'll roll out a little Rennie here. Where is it? All right.
Get
This
it?
one, who's got this one? This one goes out to Red Suit Studs. He didn't pick a song, so that means it's DJ's choice. I'd like to hear the new one again. Here's the Rennie, and then we'll send it home.
You put beers in your mouth at the Rennie. You can meet your future spouse at the Rennie. You can boy all night at the Rennie. Buy all the sets you like at the Rennie. It all goes down at the Rennie. If you stay another place, you offend me. The mother hotels at the Rennie. The Rennie is the Rennie is the Rennie. The Rennie is the Rennie.
Sean, I got to ask, because I use your GarageBand as well.
Yeah.
Did you? Because I love this about your GarageBand. Did you specifically ask for Barry sax?
No.
Oh, because it nailed it.
No,
That's a good old Barry sax line.
No, I was going for like almost like, and it did a nice job. Was look for like, you remember that "Cool Like That" song? I was kind of going for that, like hip hop jazz kind of thing. A cool like that, like that. They won't take specific artists, but
I do appreciate that.
Jonathan, as an artist, this might bother you. This music creation thing, as a true blue guy, and it bothers me too. By the way, for the record. So
For the record,
I
but
was
it's fun.
No, it's fun to play with, but
It's fast.
I look forward to a process with you of coming up with something.
Oh
From
my god!
scratch. We can make beats from scratch. I
That'd
do
be
that. I
fun.
do that stuff too. This is just means to an end for our super chats. But I
Yeah.
value.
I'm not holding it against you. It's
No,
all
I know, but I'm just saying I value everything you heard us do up there was us, and but like
What's nice about
having
the
time
garage,
to carve out to when I have a. What's nice is if I have a thought in my head, I can get it out, and that's.
and what's nice
Right,
about the
right.
garage band as well is if you do tell Sean's garage band, like I'd like a song that sounds like Big and Rich, they'll be like, "Well, we don't copy specific
Yeah.
artists, so we'll do
Allegedly.
bro country."
Yeah.
But dear Lord, I asked his garage band.
I don't like it for the artists. I don't. But for fun little things, I just hope it doesn't. Like most things, if we can keep everything tame, that'd be cool.
I asked his garage band for a Mumford and Sons sounding song, and they're like, "We don't copy artists. We'll give you Stomp and Holler." And dear Lord, did they ever give me some Mumford and Sons?
Jeez Louise. All right, boys.
Yeah, it's been fun. Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
Guys, if anyone you're under a rock, you don't know Jonathan, where to find him. He's on Mini Superheroes Today on YouTube. Go check him out. All things superheroes, but most importantly, a really great dude, as we already knew and learned even more about tonight. 4, special guest host, Shy Time is My Time. Additional special guest host who had a really big night for himself and the organization. I hope you're happy, Mark. Got Mark Larson, the CBO of Brick World. I am Sean the Right Way. Shout out to Brent. We're missing you this week, bud. We'll see you real soon. This has been A Couple of Brickheads. We'll see you right here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace.